Alright, welcome everybody to another round of SMZ3. We got MM2 Nest cartridge and Maniacal ready to run a great game for us. Oh, my name is KR and with me I have...
Raise Gamer. Good evening.
Whoa, thank you Maddie Walk Hurt for a tier 1 subscription for 50 months. Speaking of Maddie Walk, they are our tracker tonight.
Here we go.
And it looks like the runners are getting ready to go. I should probably have pulled up the race before. But it's
Yeah. And they're off.
Alright, MM2 looking like a custom sprite here. Blue Samus. Whereas Maniacal just going with the well-tested and tried and true default.
I expect both of them are just going to take the normal route, which is to go to A Link to the Past first and clear out as much of Sphere 1 as they can.
It looks like what MM2 is doing, Maniacal follows suit, but it is important to note that in hard mode, we do have 2 checks in logic. Wow, that is a loaded light world.
Red, all crystals, red crystal at Eastern, and the other two are blue.
We do like seeing that if we are playing Link to the Past. And
Mhm.
already we see Divergence.
Oh, sword in Link's house. Cool.
Major reward. I believe it was just a heart container and Sanctuary.
It
And that
was.
sword's going to make Uncle so much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched him too a few times, and I know that generally he chooses to go Uncle a little bit more often first than the Kakariko play, which Maniacal seems to be making.
Mm-hmm. It gives you the option of doing the tree pull, which MM2 just did, and found rupees there, and that's going to be really good for Kakariko since it can buy bombs if they don't come across any.
That is true, but oh wow, that's a bottle in Uncle. That is double rewards right now. We're about to see Aga check.
Just rupees.
Green 50, and ooh, Uncle's a shield. We're gonna dip out of that, saying no to lag today. Although it is also important to note that Maniacal and MM2 both can get a tree pulled on the routes they went, since there is also a pullable tree on the first, uh, on the check right before Aga. Wow, just another heart container, while MM2 goes straight into escape.
Yeah, with a sword, it's a really easy decision to make.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever had sword that early before, but escape definitely seems like a good play to go to with it.
Maniacal's saving quitting out. Not usually something you see. Usually go down to Kakariko as soon as you can, and he's gonna get his first sword, which is good.
Yeah, I think he might have been making the Lost Woods play that MM2 might be making after this, but I think Maniacal's going to follow in MM2's footsteps and go to Uncle Escape, which, as we've seen, is a heavily rewarded play. It helps with Kakariko, it helps with combat in general with that sword.
Not a lot in the first few checks of escape, though. Check Zelda's cell, and then MM2 might set up for a Death Warp to go back to the front of the castle and then do Dark Cross if he finds the key back here, which I don't know if you can in Zelda Cell.
I believe you can, but I don't think I have before, but I wouldn't doubt it's impossible, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be setting up for Death Warp mainly because he still has Kakariko checks to do, and we can do Back of Escape in a more efficient time.
He grabbed a heart, so if he was going to do a Death Warp, he wouldn't grab a heart.
And yeah, it's just blueberries, which helps for Kakariko, so I think definitely just gonna go Sanctuary, do the woods checks, which includes Crab, which hoards arrows today, and I think that's just gonna be what happens on MM2's side, going to
Mhm.
Kakariko route.
Yeah, I figured it couldn't be in in Zelda Cell because of all the seeds I've seen and played. It's never been there.
Oh, key cannot be in Blue Boomerang Chest or Zelda Cell. Thank you for telling us, Thoron.
I assume there's some key logic there that I do not understand, and I'm sure there's some magic involved in it.
Oh, you know what? It might be because you can possibly do 2 before 1, and that just
Yeah,
makes it...
you could lock yourself out if it's back there, so...
That might be it. Seeing the heart container, I think we just go for it. Early health is always a good thing in this sea, just so you don't die as often. Death takes a lot of time away from you after all.
And MM2 has enough rupees to pretty much do all the Kakariko stuff. You can check the bottle vendor, has enough bombs for the preliminary checks, can buy up to the 10 in the shop if he needs to. So just in a really good spot.
Like, I've always admired MM2's routing just for this kind of reason alone. Just he seems to always have just enough of what he needs to get through. And by the way, I think we will be seeing Maniacal take a Death Warp here.
So yeah, the Death Warp will let him check Dark Cross, but if it's not the small key, then has to save and quit out. Ooh, a
And there's Lamp,
Ooh.
which puts Dark Cross right in logic. So we're seeing a slightly out of logic check, but not by much.
Yeah, and if you're an experienced runner, you know how to do Dark Cross, so it's largely trivial.
And there's the Punish Rupee.
And
Oh, and that is a
yeah.
great 8 drop for bombs on Maniacal's side.
hmm Yeah, so doing Dark Cross is going to be a little easier because they have the early sword. Maniacal can easily find his way around the dark rooms.
Yes, and it's also important to note that, as Ewok said on our tracker sheet, Maniacal did end up picking up the shield, so I think we're going to be seeing a play for Mirror Shield on Maniacal's side if, it so happens to be that way.
Even if you don't get the mirror shield, having a fire shield for blind is just a really good safety to have, and just it lets you be a little bit you don't have to be as careful in that fight if you have a fire shield.
Oh, and just 20 rupees on Dark Cross, which means we have a guaranteed key in Back of Sewers.
So both of our runners will be looking out for a glove. I mean, they were already, but definitely more so for the back of escape.
Maybe, but that's only 2 item checks. We know that the third one's only 20 rupees, so Back of Escape might not be as worth it. And as we have confirmation, red on Eastern, 2 crystals on Hera and Desert, which is, as I've said, loaded Light World.
Alright, Maniacal is checking South Shore first, just supers, and we'll check what's under the water.
I believe both of them have supers now, and it's another thing that Maniacal's choosing to do Cack Skip right now, because that is Lamp for MM2. Which, if Maniacal chooses not to go to Kakariko and instead go to some place like Eastern, it might not be as diveable as for MM2 at the moment.
Yeah, it is not often you'll see a Kakariko skip in SMZ3 or even in ALTTPR, so expect Maniacal to get there at some point.
Oh, yeah, I think it's definitely be happening at some point, but just early Kakariko is generally a very big play. Also, we saw 2 blue rupees pretty much at the same time, one on each side.
MM2 is checking this blind, and I did not see it was out the library.
I do not believe library was anything, and this is an E-Tank, which is required for the first 2. And it looks like Mini Moldorm has Space Jump. And Glove. And Fire Rod!
Moldorm Cave with the goods.
And it looks like M2 is heading there right now as well, which means that he's about to get the checks from South Shore, and possibly, if he chooses to go this way, Ice Rod Cave as well, because Maniacal skipped it.
And with the glove, Maniacal is beelining to the back of escape.
You know there are 2 items and a small key there, and I believe we haven't seen the map, so I think it's just 1 item.
It's a quick check though, so might as well.
You might as well, but if it's worth it, yeah, that's it. You don't need to. You stop. You just wasted like. It's all right. You know, it's 2 seconds, and these races are decided by minutes. But if you've kept careful track of these chests, you know that no more checks are needed just because it's a key and it's a map.
At the same time, though, you don't want to have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, was it actually? And then you just want to make sure while you're here, just get them all out of the way.
And this is why I use auto tracking. M2 heading to what I think is the most hype Moldorm cave I've ever seen.
Perhaps bullying them a little bit.
Yeah, these Moldorms can be Trolldorms, as we have called the big one before. Also, I gotta mention, Supers is never a bad ammo pickup, so having, essentially 4 really good checks, especially in the early game, in one place is, as I said, it's a bomb one.
Quite good. Although to note, we've been seeing a lot of supers. I don't think we've seen any power bombs yet. So I mean, we're still quite a bit of ways because we don't even have a morph ball yet. But our runners will be definitely on the lookout for power bombs before they make their first dip into Super Metroid.
We've seen at least one power bomb pack. On whose side? Both? Or just one? And it's also important to note that this is the first time we're looking at Ice Rod Cave, because it was in the well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But this is the first time we're looking at Ice Rod Cave, which just contains missiles, but Maniacal doesn't know that.
All right, so with not a lot to do, I think our MM2 would consider going to Eastern, but he's gonna look at Back of Escape first because he just picked up the glove. But after that, I think the play would have to be Eastern because there's nothing left in A Link to the Past unless you want
There's
to.
one more.
Agina, you're right.
Not just Agahnim, there's another. Zora, Troll
You
King.
are correct, and they have a glove so they can get there. Well, they.
Scammer King is in full logic at the moment, which is one of the scariest things you could ever look for.
Alright, so M2 is going to check Dark Cross in the back, which makes sense because it's got the lamp, and you don't know that. You know it's an item because there was a map and a key back here.
Absolutely, and yeah, just misses on Library Ledge, nothing important. That's, I think, why we didn't note it.
And Maniacal's also going to check this blind. Both our runners checking this blind, and you usually see that if the rest of A Link to the Past is, especially in Sphere 1, is just dry, which it has been. So, gonna get an E-Tank for his troubles, and again, in early game, especially in hard logic, you don't pass that up.
Yeah, this is hard logic. You can require, I believe, I thought it was 60 tanks for Hell Runs, because Hell Runs are in full logic this seed up till lower Norfair.
I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6, but you definitely want at least 5 to put things in logic, and as many more as you can find, because those are nice before you find Varia.
Even after you find Varia, if you want to get stand-up glitch, at least 7 on Mother Brain if you find the requisite beam combo.
Mm-hmm.
And MM2 again making the play here, but Maniacal going up to Death Mountain, which is also in logic.
So Turtle Rock is our green pendant, and that's always a little dicey, which it's nice that Turtle Rock is a pendant, because it means you don't have to do it, unless you have to do it.
That's very fun. Wait, is Agahnim in? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Agahnim is now
tape,
in logic.
tape, lamp, one sword.
Oh, is this an Agaseed? And flippers on old man. That
Mm.
is more checks in logic. That's more incentive to go over to Zora now.
Yes, so it's very unlikely that Aga will be required, especially in SMZ3, because there's so many other ways to get around the map, especially with the cross-game portals. We have seen it before, but you always bank on it not being the case until you've eliminated all other possibilities.
We know Spec Rock item is just a red rupee and a heart container on Spec Rock Cave, which at this point I don't think you take if you're maniacal, but you can always do it just in case, anyways. But yeah, maniacal just going into Norfair.
So I like what MM2 is doing here. He was lifting pots to get rupees, so he's going to clear out as much of Eastern as possible, and then I expect he's going to go to the rupee room. That's where the Igor is.
Bow
And
on high jump E-Tank.
ooh,
I just saw
Ugh.
that on maniacal screen and whew, that is full Eastern in logic, mind you.
All right, so MM2 is going to have to double dip Eastern, which is unfortunate, but Maniacal's going to take one pass at it, which is good. Um, I'm sure he'd want to route that in with something like Pod if he finds a mirror later, but it's good that it's there, and if there's no progression in Eastern, then Maniacal's going to wait on that until he just full clear it.
It is a Sphere 3 Eastern, full clear. Sphere 1 being the Power Glove C, because that is Sphere 1, Power Glove and Lamp. Sphere 2 Bow, Sphere 3 full clear Eastern. I think this is the earliest it could be.
Let's see what MM2 does, because he's going to get that. All right, so he's going to go to the big key chest.
By the way, every other check in Eastern is now an item.
Oh, have you found a map and a compass?
Yeah, we found compass on first chest and map on big chest.
Okay, so item on Almost Knights, standard. MM2 can't get it, but he'll have enough rupees for Zora before saving quitting out of here.
That much is true. Also, I will say, Armos Knights have held some really important items before. I just had a seed where it was gravity, and I've had a seed before that where it was morph, so early Armos Knights could be a play if you are superstitious about that.
Ooh, MM2, you're a little short of Zora.
Just a little, and ironically, I had
Oh,
taken the other
never
pot
mind.
line on.
He's gonna Houlihan.
Oh yeah, Houlihan makes sense. Bomb jump?
Yeah, well, at least that's what I was gonna expect, but he looks like he's gonna push the mountain, which is perfectly fine. It's in logic and it's
Oh,
accessible.
yeah, and it's going to give us flippers and the Norfair access, which gives us bow, which, we know this. MM2 doesn't, but he's about to be rewarded for this play. Hardcore.
Yeah, and it's not a terrible play by any means, because at the moment, he's aware that only Zora is in logic, can't check the other three items easily. So when you compare one check to the mountain, which is uh, two, then and also gives you the save and quit option to go to the
And,
mountain, then
and
that's
Norfair.
and Norfair, that's the play to make.
And the other thing is, tree pull was 20 rupees, so MM2 just was able to pull a tree, get a quick 80.
Yes, that is true.
So we know that this warp location is going to be really good for both runners, just because, Norfair is such a big hub. And if you're able to, you can also check in one trip to Norfair, Norfair item, Brinstar, boss item, I should say, and Meridia boss item.
Can't do much in Metroid right now since they don't have a morph ball, but um, you definitely want to open up these travel options as fast as you can.
Absolutely, and even again, and just knowing how to route early on, knowing if Dragon or Kraid or Ridley is pendant, makes it a lot easier.
M2 is gonna take his dip into Upper Norfair.
And gets the quick kill on the little firewalker.
Picks up a bow and then will also scout the Croc Escape item and then silently say words to himself as he realizes that he could have done this and saved the double dip of Eastern.
The double dip of Eastern, I think, was the safer, but in this case, less rewarding play. But I don't fault MM2 for doing the Eastern play. It's one of the
Yeah.
more Sphere Zero plays to make, and you can always just do it.
Yeah. Eastern's available from the start, and you never know when the bow's going to come up. So that's not, that's just how the items drop.
And also, we had a major drop of items in Moldorm Cave, so it could have been that Fire Rod was eventual progression for us. It could have been that Power Glove was our progression, which it was to Mountain. And it was a whole bunch of different choices that could have been made.
This is our first check of the man under the bridge.
Mr. Hobo and Maniacal about to hit Armos Knights with 18 arrows, and that is Mirror on Hobo.
That's a good, definitely a good pickup right there. That's Hera access.
Hera access, as well as I want to say there's something else you can do with the mirror, but it's also quick dungeon exit, which is very much appreciated in this seed.
That's 2 crystals immediately completable, and we're just at 20 minutes, so it's pretty good.
Maniacal, just missing the quick kill, gets a pack of missiles for their troubles, and a first crystal at 21 minutes.
Nothing really at Waterfall Fairy, but MM2 is going to get some green potion for free.
Free green potion is always good with me. Taking a look into Zora's domain, and Maniacal, I think, is just going to... Wait, Maniacal... Oh, Houlihan.
Lame. Because he already did the mountain climb, there's no real tree en route, so Houlihan is the play.
I mean, you can go to the... It's a little bit out of the way, but you can go to the one in Hyrule Castle from Link's house, which, lets you go back to Link's house in just a scam. It's a heart piece. And MM2 going back to Mountain, assumedly to do Hera?
I would assume so. Like, you just pick up the mirror. That's the thing you're gonna push. He could also, let's see if he goes to Norfair or not. Nope, he's gonna go to Hera. Because the other thing I was gonna mention was I didn't keep track of how many E-tanks they have, but they have space jump, which means they can get through Cathedral into Bubble Mountain. And there's a lot of checks there that do not require Morph Ball.
They're only at 2, though. And I will say, apparently requires 5 to do anything regarding Bubble Mountain, logically at least. And we are looking at Triple Pendant Dark World.
The pendants were Skullwoods and Pod. I didn't see what specifically the others were. I think there was a Metroid boss in Ice Palace.
Yeah, there was a Metroid boss in Ice Palace. I remember not seeing a number there. But definitely the Pod Skullwoods confirmed as the...
Yep.
Yep.
TR was a green pendant. We knew that because MM2 asked Sahasrahla, and he told us.
Yes, Sash is a very, very nice sage to us. Gives us more information than Agina, at least.
Looks like MM2 will have to go to the basement.
Alright, let's see how we do it. I am personally a fan of the way they're just standing on the blue block when it's up and chilling with invincibility frames.
To deciding to do this the vanilla-ish way.
Which I will admit is slightly quicker than the easy route, but easy route
Coffee.
is less death.
Yeah, the coffee break.
Is Mel back in session? Never mind, it's a reference to a card game.
Ah.
Yeah, I know not everybody gets those, but... You know. And Maniacal finding out the scam just like MM2 did.
So MM2 is gonna get the big key, which we knew it had to be. And he's gonna take a death warp, which is, well, is fine because, you know, he does have the mirror, but this is also a health refresh, so it's fine.
Absolutely. The health refresh I think was more important in this case just because, you know, you're only on Fighter Sword here with Fire Rod to help you out against these enemies and Moldorm eventually. So, I'd rather take the item here.
And no hammer, so you have to do this with the NMG loadout, and you know, it's not the quickest fight, but it gets there.
That is true, and we definitely prefer seeing a quicker fight, and indeed Fantoon token confirmed on Ice Palace on Maniacal's side, with the other red crystals somewhere in Metroid. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this also has, this one or Moldorm is an item, right? And the other one's Compass.
I couldn't tell you. I wasn't keeping track of the dungeon items.
That is correct. We have not seen Compass yet, and we have seen Map on in the first check, which Maniacal has kindly provided to us as well. Since there are only 2 items in Tower of Hera, we know that the Moldorm is Compass, which makes it even worse to fight because you're not even going to get a good item off of it.
You get a crystal, though, and we do need all 7.
It's needed, but you don't like doing it. It's Trolldorm at its worst. Yeah, almost 11.2 seed. Tarthorn is right. Red Crystal and 3 tokens in Super Metroid. And I wonder if Fantoon's going to be the one with the red crystal, just because it's the token we got on Ice Palace.
Right, so Maniacal's doing keep strats, and that's super good. You usually see this in the tower room in Ganon's Tower, where you equip the cape, grab the wall, start mashing your D-pad, and the magic meter doesn't go down.
I actually didn't know that.
hmm Yeah, it's usually don't see it in the Tower of Hera tower room because it's a lot safer than the Ganon's tower room, but you could still do it.
Oh, good to know. Also, Maniacal choosing to mirror out instead just because, you know, he had more health, so it's going to save a little bit of time over the Death Warp. And MM2 chooses to go to, I'm thinking,
He's back in the
Blueprint.
ship. He does not have a way to. Well, yes, he does. I was going to say Greenbrin, but that's not. He doesn't have a way to get to Greenbrin, obviously, but he can check the 2 items at Morph Ball and the E-Tank in the ceiling. So
Get
we'll
both areas of
see.
logic.
Yep. We'll see what happens here.
Alright, I'm thinking we're either going to see Screw Attack or Speed Booster here. I don't think we're seeing Morph Ball yet. It is here or Agahnim, and we do know that Agahnim is generally checked alongside Desert. Its only supers on Morph Ball pedestal, though.
We'll see if this is a reset or not.
Unless the next item is really good, I think it will be. You can pick up the supers again later when you're looping through Blueprint. And yeah, it's going to be a reset.
Right, Agahnim it is.
And just like that, Clown Defense for the win. And Maniacal using that cape to great effect on Moldorm, getting his second Crystal of the Seed after getting Compass. And Mr. Angerpants, you are completely correct. For all M2 knows, it could definitely be on Armos, which is also another play I could see him making at this point.
It is a crystal, so you gotta do it at some point.
Yep, going back up to Easter now. I think that's just the play you gotta make if you're at MM2. It's a crystal you need anyways. You know you've just were there, so you can just go mode it. You're gonna do it.
Michael's going back into Norfair. Is this gonna be a hell run?
I think so, because you can do 3 for, I want to say, Croc area via... There's something that you can do with 3. I remember
So-
John said something about that.
Ridley is our second red crystal.
Of course it is. Of course it's Ridley.
Alright, here's the hell run. 3 tanks is tight.
3 tanks is tight but possible. And we're seeing 1 and about 20% of another gone.
But important to know, Maniacal has crystal flash ammo, so 3 tanks is 6 tanks.
Which means Blueprint is in lot... Not Blueprint, but Bubble Mountain can be done.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
no morph, that's right. We have to morph to
can't.
Crystal Flash, so...
Hmm.
Bubble Mountain, we have it. And we can do the single Bubble Mountain check. This could be a big reward if it's morph. Just a missile pack.
So can get speed booster plus the item just before it, and can also get to the missile before Norfair Reserve.
Absolutely. I think taking safe here is a smart move. You can just reset
Yep.
out if it's not good.
Yep.
You can die and you go back here instead of back to ship, which is extremely detrimental at this point.
All right, so there's a bunch of items here that you can access without morph. So let's see Maniacal clear this out.
Important to note, this is also a hell run, so you have very limited time, and it does not look like Maniacal gets it on the first try.
Yeah, you didn't have enough energy to make it to the top of the farm spot. So that is a reset, and he'll try that again, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet. You gotta try it again. And it's also a good thing to see. MM2 now has enough money for pod.
Yes. Still a little bit away from Dark World access, though. So good that it's there, but still need a Moon Pearl. Still looking for a hammer or another glove.
Absolutely looking for either or, but at this point it's good to have the money at least. Oh, taking that hit kills you. F's in chat for Maniacal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was right there, and like, there's so much here. Like, we're just gonna keep going.
We do need hammer as well. Moon Pearl and oh yeah, Moon Pearl and Aga could be Dark World access for pod.
Yes. Ooh, we really do not want this to be an Aga seed, but
Oh yes, we do.
well, for the runner's sake, no. But
oh, for the entertainment's sake, we do. Pearl on Pyramid could be a... Oh, Pearl on Pyramid's an interesting check. Maniacal also farming up health here, I think. Very smart move.
Yeah, the thing is, though, if this is not like an E-tank or something else, he'll have to reset when he gets to the other side, because without Speed Booster, 3 tanks doesn't make you there and back.
It does not. Yeah, no, just looking at the rate that's dropping, it definitely wouldn't. But we're looking at Agahnim here, and we're seeing that if this is morph, this could be a Crystal Flash, but I doubt it. Well, 3 tanks might actually get us there. Oh, no. That's an E-tank. We're good.
Saved. Alright, so not only is that an energy refill, but that's also a 4th tank, which makes everything else easier. Hey, now!
That is East Death Mountain access, and that is definitely the progression we wanted.
Oof, Agahnim holding out.
Always check clown defense. That's why I do it like very quick. That's why I do it with my South Shore checks. just because of it is always there, it's a huge advantage. Now I don't race, but you know,
All right, so
I still do it for principle.
Yep. All right, so Maniacal's going to farm up and then check double chamber. The wave beam check itself is out of logic without morph because you can soft lock on the other side of that wave gate.
Yeah, and we're looking paradox here.
All right, so yeah,
Bubble is Bubble not in logic at the moment? Because
bubble. Besides for E-tank purposes, it's out of logic. But if there's E-tanks here in East Death Mountain, then it is in
there's
logic.
one.
So we know it's in logic.
Yeah, we know it's in logic, and also Hellrun's being in logic, this seed makes sense. You know, this is a hard 7-7-4 seed, and we know it's gonna be a little bit of a troll. MM2, hookshot kills these, please. Flute.
So the flute's nice. It doesn't affect anything right now, but it's good that we have it.
It does. That is true. That doesn't affect anything yet. Is that an E-tank I see up there?
Yep, so that gives him
That's
5
E-tanks.
He's going to pick it up on the way out.
Um,
This is out of logic, though.
this could be a soft lock.
He can missile gate glitch.
Yes, I'm just saying if he runs out, this could be a soft lock. It's doubtful that this happens because they're that good. See first try.
Mm-hmm.
But
if he falls down, if he falls down the second pit, then it is a soft lock. If he falls through the crumble blocks.
Yep,
then
but
you have no way out.
Maniacal's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Gets his stuff, and I think he's just getting out of there back to right back to Death Mountain and possibly a Gina check.
Assume so. There's nothing left at Bubble Mountain to do, so take a save before the Hell Run and make your way back.
Well, we're at 5 E-tanks now, so looks like that entire Hell Run is in logic after the Hell Run.
It was in logic before because of the tank at East Death Mountain.
Yeah, one before, but it was in logic with speed. And it looks like MM2 is going to be following his footsteps, but I don't see anything that can get us unless... Oh no. Oh no. What if... Oh wait, we can do Red Brin.
Yes, we can. So Alpha Peeps is accessible.
Alpha Peeps, we can... If we get something on Alpha Peeps, which I just got Morph Ball, my most recent seed there. Alpha Peeps could unlock a lot of stuff. But also, check Dragon, check Ridley, check Kraid. Just to see what they are.
We know where the pendants are, so everything else is required.
Yes, but you're looking now for the red crystal, and that's it.
Did MM2 check Ridley? Because once you find that, then everything else is blue.
I don't think so. I have not seen MM2 pause once yet this seed. We know Maniacal did a check. MM2 I don't think has done it yet, which means MM2 doesn't know exactly.
So MM2 is going to check Alpha Peeps, and we'll see if anything up here is the progression we were looking for.
Just missing that jump, though, is going to cost MM2 some time, especially once that starts happening. There we go.
Oh, comment in chat, X-rays, and wait, nope, you can't get there. You need power bombs. Yep.
Let's see where Alpha Powers takes us, and I think this might be either our Morph Ball or a Moon Pearl. Moon Pearl. That's what we're seeing first today.
Video game. Just give some Morph Ball, please.
Oh, we never see Morph Ball this early unless it's really nice to us, isn't it? Wait. We're gonna see... Okay, we're gonna see criteria routing then.
Is this just to get back to a Link to the Past? Because we can't do anything else. You can't check the moat. You can go back to the ship, but you can't make any other checks.
Yeah, I think this literally just gets back to get back to ship because I think it's actually faster at this point to go this way than to go to Norfair. And this is when Aga comes into play. I think we're looking at an Aga seed, boys and girls, and everybody else. I'm so used to using boys as a gender-neutral term.
Let's see. Is there anything else besides Aga that MM2 can do at this point?
I seriously doubt it. Well, flute checks, but you can at least get flute first. But at that point, I don't think you can.
So remember that time that I said that Aga is usually not hard required?
This time it is. And yeah, with Hookshot we get to Village of Outcast, and that's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean,
And we can mirror into
yeah,
Hooked. Yeah.
in terms of Dark World access, it's pretty good because they have flippers and hookshot, so they can just go wherever they want.
Of course, it had to be Agahnim. And again, it's also important to note that, as I said, M2 now has pod plus bombs buying if we really want to see that.
Yes. While pod is 6 items, it's also you can't get to the boss without the hammer, so you typically want to wait until you have the hammer before you get there. But his routing may just take him the pod anyway, just to see what it is, and especially when you don't have actually
It's a
because
pendant dungeon.
it is a pendant dungeon. Oh, so yeah, they're incentivized to dip it, and because they don't have to complete it, unless Ped's a thing, which we don't know that yet.
Because we don't have Book of Medora. This is a really fun one, and yeah, there's always progression somewhere in a pendant dungeon. It's SMZ3, of course. There's going to be progression in a pendant dungeon, and it's Maniacal is taking a look in Blue Bryn now. We know that MM2 reset out of there, and I think we're going to see the same thing with Maniacal here.
There's that swift reset.
Swift reset. We're taking a look at the beginning of the Agahnim Gauntlet, I believe it's called. Or the
I've
middle
never
of it
heard.
now.
I've never heard of it being called the Gauntlet. I just call it the Climb.
Yeah, it's the climb. The Gauntlet's on GT. And much to my chagrin, this is a GT seed. Because this is not fast Ganon.
We're doing it all. Well, not the pendant dungeons, at least not yet. But we're doing the stuff we usually do.
As somebody who is a big fan of fast Ganon now, I've played it. It just makes the seed run so much smoother, and it creates a pendant dungeon feel that if you want to dip it for items, you can. I do not envy these runners having to go through the entirety of GT.
It's not a terrible. Well, I was going to say for Aga, it's not a terrible Aga climb because Fire Rod is doing some good work here.
A Fire Rod makes it so much easier. I would be very, very cross if it was just Fighter Sword only. But hey, at least we have a second weapon plus bow if we really wanted it.
Chat bringing up a good point. Maniacal did not check Agina, did not pick up his hook shot, and it may be a bit before he goes back there. But if he goes to... Actually, he doesn't even have the flute either, so he didn't go to... did he go to East Death Mountain?
You can't. You don't have access without hookshot. And by the way,
you're right, you're right.
Guessing game on how many blue balls is MM2 gonna get? We're at 1 so far, so you get 1 freebie.
Yeah, this
We're at
Maniacal's Dark World access is not as good as MM2's because of the lack of hookshot and the lack of flute as well. So that's... Well, the flute doesn't matter in Dark World, but...
Not quite yet.
But
not until we get to Misery or have a Titan's Best to get to Misery.
Yeah, so the lack of hookshot's the main thing here, and he is going to be missing out. He'll be able to access the Pyramid and Pod and Catfish, and that's about it.
Oh, and we only ended with 2 blue balls on MM2's side. Very, very nice. And now it's time to check the Pyramid item.
Remind me where the lamp was?
Lamp was very early on in, like,
Oh, it
Blind's
was
Hut.
Kakariko!
It was Blind's Hut. Just
Why?
on Pyramid.
I mean, we know it's required for progression, but it is wild that Maniacal is doing Aga before doing Kakariko.
I thought you already did Kakariko.
He just did dark rooms without the lamp. He was lighting torches with a fire rod.
Oh, that's right. I don't understand it. Cac skip is a thing, but hey.
Oh, it's in his menu. Alright, then I guess he just did fire rod on the
Yeah.
torches incidentally.
I think that might have been the case, yeah. I swear he went to Kakariko, because I saw him do Blind's Hut. Yeah, he did Race Game Blind, too.
I just got super confused because the
Torch.
yeah, the torch gets rid of the light cone. So I was yeah.
I completely get it. Also, Emma2 choosing to do Catfish first. I don't know how I feel about this play.
It's fine because he's already done Zora, so this is super isolated. Just get it out of the way now.
Yeah, you get out of the way now, just when you're closest, and it's just Blue Boom. I wonder when to save quit. You just go to Pyramid. I guess collecting the item at least makes it worth it. One thing to note for people who have not watched this before is, in Link to the Past, if you're in Dark World, once you beat Aga 1, there is a harder set of enemies in Light World, and whenever you save quit in Dark World, you go straight back to Pyramid.
If you have the mirror.
Oh, that's true, if you have Mirror. If you don't have Mirror, you can still save quit out to wherever, but we got Mirror very early on this seed.
Alright, so he's gonna make his way across the river. Because he has the mirror, he can check Graveyard Ledge. Yes, he can check Graveyard Ledge.
I think we're going for Graveyard Ledge check right now because it's another one of those very isolated checks in general. Just, you can't really get there nicely from anywhere, so it's the best place to do it right before Village of Outcasts.
And without Hammer, you have to take this way to get to Village of Outcasts anyway, so Graveyard Ledge is en route as best as it can be, so you might as well.
Yeah, it's there, and plus we can do Cape Ledge on the way too, which makes it even more en route, and it's just a pack of missiles. How many blue balls has Maniacal been on now? I swear I've seen like 5 or 6.
Regardless, Aga 1 down, and Maniacal will start making his Dark World checks, which are unfortunately fewer than MM2's.
I think we're definitely gonna see an earlier pod if we don't see an earlier Light World check. But Maniacal definitely at least looked at the pyramid item, which again was just a pack of missiles.
Bumper ledge check coming up.
In SMZ3, you do need Moon Pearl to land on... Goodness. Pyramid for respawn, good to note. And I did not know that was a pullable tree in Dark World. The more you know. You know what? Getting money for dig in chess game, that's probably what it is.
I would assume so, yeah.
And deciding to nope out on the bumper ledge.
It was supers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long check for an item you don't need.
Absolutely. I feel like playing Mega Man 2 for some reason. Yeah, you always do that with an MM2 NES cartridge. My favorite game for a very long while, and MM2 is repping it well. Oh, Agakill changes pullable trees?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
And that's going to be relevant because, well, not relevant, but MM2 likes to pull the Turtle Rock appendage on the right side, and he will not be able to do that when he gets the Turtle Rock, if he gets the Turtle Rock.
It's a pendant, isn't it?
It is.
I really hope we don't see a Turtle Rock dive this seed. Do you want to do a fetch quest? And get the Master Sword.
It's a good pickup.
Just fetch quest, Master Sword, and Thieves Town on MM2 side. We really like seeing what we got here, don't we?
So this is a dip. It's not full clearable. Does not have a hammer. Will not be able to check the item in the big chest.
It's a semi-full clearable though, because we can do everything else. So if,
hmm
so if the key is locked in big chest, it's full cleared. If
Or
not,
if
we can dip.
or if there's a map or a compass in there.
Also true. There's the key. But I have not seen map or compass, so we still hold out hope that it's not on exactly two of the three checks that can also hold an item being blind, um, attic chest, or blind cell chest. And as we thought, Maniacal's going to pod right now.
Sets.
As you do. And M2 choosing to pick up the small key under the skull chest, possibly hoping for a hammer?
Well, you need that small key to progress in the dungeon.
Not if you already have one from before.
You still want to pick it up because you. It's just good to have.
That's fair, I'm just saying, the small key, you can skip one of the small keys and get it back a little bit later, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you're in the at this point, it's also muscle memory as well. You just pick it up.
Yeah, it makes more sense to do it that way, I suppose. Just muscle memory is a good thing for us. True, if you get hammer on the way, it's a mega punish. Screw attack on the way. So that is green Brin access. Oh, Space Jump Screw Attack is surprisingly major access for a lot of things once you have enough. I think that is half of Gauntlet doable already.
Yeah, and it also makes lower Norfair, a bunch easier.
Thank goodness.
You'd still want to find high jump boots at some point, but that's another luxury item.
Oh yeah, I tend to wish a little bit of trolley RNG on these players, but even I don't wish a screw jump less, screw attack less lower Norfair.
Yep. Infinite bomb jump worst room in the game is not pleasant.
I still don't remember which room is worst room in the game.
It's the one just after the pillars that has the space pirates that jump back and
Yeah.
forth.
I know what you mean. And
Oh.
there's our IBJ once we get morph. Not like we need it.
Yeah, we already have space jump, so we're good on can flies.
By the way, that is a confirmed full clearable Thieves Town because we've not seen map or compass, which means one's on blind, one's on big chest.
That's good.
So, Master Sword blind, we have cape. This should be very easy for MM2.
Michael is in pod. I didn't see any important items just yet.
I have not seen anything in pod either. We have seen some of the big keys, some of the small keys. I think we might be seeing some stuff in Dark Maze though, because I don't even think we've seen anything but keys yet this seed in pod. Yep, and as I've stated, we don't have to come back to Thieves Town. There's Morph!
Alright. Pendant pod is the play.
I do think that given all of this information, we're going to see a flute activation here. If MM2, you could do flute. Oh yeah, you're going to do distillery first, never mind. But I think we could see pod right after that just because I don't see anything else in logic in Supermatch. No swamps in logic. Swamps in logic.
And, well, swamps in logic, but also screw attack puts part of Brinstar into logic too.
It does. And it really is going to be interesting to see if MM2 still routes in the pod. Just because we have it in most logic and it does contain our morph ball, and we know that. He doesn't, we do.
I would assume that after Dig Game, MM2 is going to check K45, Stumpy, and Hype Cave at the least.
Don't forget shovel.
and shovel because you have the mirror. And very possibly first check in swamp.
First check in swamp, which is, yeah, you can do that. But the other big thing is that now we're getting mirror, I think, right? We have to get mirror now. Or not mirror, flute. Yeah, I think M2 just realized that he has
Yep.
flute and has to activate it, so
Yeah,
we're seeing that. I think we're gonna see a flight to Link's house. No, because we have to be in Dark World for it.
I would assume after he activates the flute, he goes back to the portal because he doesn't have mitts, so he can't go back the other way, and you'd have to loop all the way back around to get back. So I would rather see him take the portal and continue the Dark World checks in the area that he's in.
Meanwhile, Maniacal taking that Morph Ball and going straight to Criteria. We are definitely not seeing that hookshot for a while. My area is lower Norfair Portal, but we do not have Titan's Mitts for it. We could do... Meridia Portal does take us to Southeast Dark World. And that is an interesting place to drop us off because you are close enough to Ice Palace and such. Yeah, and go, as you said, going through that portal again to go back to Dark World.
I expect the rest of the overworld Dark World checks that MM2 can do here.
K45, and we're gonna see the fight on Maniacal's side for the R-Tank. I wouldn't have picked it up if I were Maniacal, just because it's not worth the boss fight.
MM2 making me nervous with that portal placement, but he knows what he's doing.
It's MM2, he knows what he's doing. So does Maniacal, for that matter. $20. And another $20. If I'm MM2, I'm still checking Hype Cave first.
Of course.
But, knowing its hard logic, Bryn probably isn't as attractive because you want Morph Ball for that green Bryn for Mock Ball and stuff like that. Because that is in full logic if you can get it, and you don't want to backtrack if you don't have to. Pod is in full logic at the moment for at least most of the checks. Half magic on Criteria, Power Bombs.
That's a good pickup.
If you're Maniacal, what are you hoping to see, by the way, on these next few checks?
A suit. Well, Morph Ball, of course, but we know it can't be that.
I mean, if you're Maniacal, I mean.
Oh, if you're Maniacal. So he's checking Gauntlet. You still looking for a suit?
Yeah, you're looking for a suit at this point. M2 found Charge Beam.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, Maniacal hasn't played in a while, so might not know about the boss token change. Luckily, we do know that all Super Metroid bosses are required anyways, so that shouldn't change much.
I think he was briefed on that in the race room before the race.
That's good. That's always a good thing to note. And Super Missiles, they're free. You take them.
Yes, MM2 doing the plays. He's gonna check the first check of Swamp.
It's on the way. You might as well. You can do this. Do Hype Cave. Do this, and then go right to Pod. Find the Morph Ball.
With what? How are you crossing the Hammer Peg Bridge without a hammer?
You mirror? Oh wait, no, you don't mirror. You can go mirror, go through Aga Portal. Wave Beam on Gauntlet.
Pretty good.
Well, that puts Wave Gate Glitch out of logic, because we have Wave Beam. And what's on Terminator? Heart Container.
Ah, yes. I forgot they have flippers. You can...
And flips, yeah.
Yep. That's a blank.
Unfortunate. And yeah, save and quitting to Pyramid. Possibly just gonna go to Pod now, because I think that's the only thing left. Aside from Brinstar, but...
I expect him to do Pod before doing Brinstar.
Yeah, Super Metroid without Morph Ball is miserable, to say the least.
And also, if I'm counting, I think it's actually fewer checks because you can get to Green Bryn, so you get Terminator, you get big pink missiles, you get charge missiles, and I think that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. You get very, very little for all that work.
It's out of the way, as opposed to Pod, which has all these items right here. And um, if you get something good, then you're right here. You can mirror out, you can flute, you can do whatever. But we know that this is the play.
And I'm very happy to see the play happening. I'm hoping Maniacal does go to Agahnim soon, just because that is a major reward this time.
If he gets Mitts, he'll be incentivized to go to Desert, so he'll pick it up then.
Supers, might as well take them. You do want more for Ridley, especially if you don't have Charge Beam. Bug Nut on Atakun's E-Tank. It would be a meme if we can do Agahnim with it.
Wait, hold on. If he gets the flute, he doesn't have the hook shot. There's some steps that he has to take. So no, he will not be incentivized to go there. Because he doesn't have he doesn't have the flute because the flute's behind the hook shot, which is at Agahnim.
Yeah.
So that line doesn't work.
It does not. No, there is no true incentive to go to Desert unless you get specifically Book of Medora, I think. And I believe these are all just keys, unfortunately. And what was it on the... Oh goodness, what was it on the bridge chest again?
I don't know. We just know that there's 4 small keys in the front, so it's likely a small key. Question in chat, are there suits in Hard Logic? Sometimes it feels like there aren't, but they're there.
They exist. They're just a lot less locked. We could definitely be seeing a suitless Meridia anytime.
You definitely need gravity for Dragon, because even though you can do it without the gravity suit, it isn't logically required, and lower Norfair access requires Varia.
Though not gravity, because you can get there other ways without using gravity suit.
The lava dive with high jump boots is in logic, and the lower Norfair portal from Misery Mire is also a method to get there.
First try on the Spore Spawn skip for Maniacal. Great job there.
Pretty easy setup. There's a couple pixels that you can just line up your the gun on to make that.
I have never known how to turn on Moonwalk till now, so I've always just done the run-up setup. Where you literally just run and hope for the best. Aga was required this time, yes.
This was a hard required Agahnim.
Well, we like seeing that 8-bomb drop on M2's side. We always like seeing more bombs in Link to the Past.
He picked up his Morph Ball, and Maniacal... Yes, you have a Wave Beam. You don't have to do that.
As I say, Maniacal, you have Wave. Come on. No glitch needed.
Okay, it's muscle memory.
Absolutely, it is. Again, muscle memory in hard is something that is a great tool if it's required, and sometimes it can be a detriment if it's not. We have seen Morph Ball on M2's side, by the way, so I think after this Dark Maze clear, we will be just exiting out and going to Metroid for a while. And I actually think that MM2 has more possibilities in Metroid due to Screw Attack as well as Morph Bombs, not being limited as much by the number of Power Bombs early on. Bottle in Green Hill Zone. And I think now's when we see the blue Bryn part of the Bryn loop.
Yep, we know he checked the first 2. He'll check this item here. Will very likely clear out the rest of Blue Bryn.
And just $20. We do. It might be money, but at this point you don't need it. It's important to note also that MM2 will have a lot easier time dealing with some of these enemies because he has screw attack instead of just having to worry about missiles. So we're just going to see a catapult through the room, whereas we had to fire and getting blue mail in, I want to say, alpha missiles?
Is alpha missiles.
Yeah, I remembered. And yeah, M2 choosing to do, I'm assuming this is a wrecked ship play. You might as well at this point, right?
Yep, it's here.
It's here, it's quick. It's not Bryn Loop, which at this point hasn't turned out to be much, and we have Varia.
That's a good one.
Boat.
All right, so here's a conundrum: is that a lot of runners will try to put off wreck ship as long as possible because they would rather go mode it.
Third sword on Billy Mays.
Very good.
And X-ray. Ooh. Ooh.
We are missing a plasma beam.
If you know my commentary, you know I love plasma beam and I absolutely adore microwaving. So I am very excited to see this.
Yep, so it may be a bit before we see Maniacal go to wreck ship. I don't know what type of decision-making he has in regards to wreck ship. Whether he wants to, put it off as long as possible, try to go mode it later, or if he's going to try to push it if he's in the area. So we'll see what happens, but he's going to have to... He's either going to go there and get the Varia suit, or he may... I don't know his experience in lower Norfair hell runs, so...
And
just
lower Norfair hell runs are never in logic, by the way.
Correct, but...
So we could easily see that being just lower... We could easily see lower Norfair just being a thought of after. But we're close to wrecked ship right now, as Mr. Angry Pants said. So we could definitely see that play.
Here comes a Fantoon fight on M2 side. This is fairly easy for E-Tanks Varia.
Absolutely, and we're going to see an even easier one on Maniacal's side if Maniacal chooses to go that route. Which it looks to me like we're going at the very least close to it. Just missing the missile on M2's side. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, the Fantoon fight can be made to look easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, MK Stone, you are completely right. I think it's between Wreck Ship, Red Tower, and I'm hoping for MM2's sake, not for MM2's sake, for Maniacal's sake, it's Wreck Ship.
Fantoon down on MM2 side.
We're seeing a Wreck Ship play, and I will say the only easy Fantoon is a Hyper Beam Fantoon. And there's Ridley. And there's Varia for both runners. And again, X-ray for both runners. M2 not doing the... Wait, no, it's not that one that you do the jump off. The clip jump, that's the next one. I did not realize that Screw Attack could do that. An Ice Beam!
That's very good. So he's got... Well, it's just Ice Beam right now. He hasn't picked up Wave yet.
And Charge.
But, yeah.
But,
Ice Charge is not the best, but...
It's better than Pea Shooter.
And it does make terrain easier.
Yeah, and the Ridley text means that you have the Ridley boss token. So in 11.3 update, the Super Metroid boss tokens can now be randomized. So you might not always have to defeat all 4 Super Metroid bosses. For instance, the Ridley text means that instead of defeating Ridley for his specific thing, you had to defeat Fantoon.
Right, so...
And that's why we saw earlier on, I think, the Ice Palace one being Fantoon's token.
Right, so they don't count as boss kills for opening up the doors. They count as boss tokens for Golden 4 progression. So you would still have to defeat Fantoon to turn on the wreck ship, as MM2 just did.
Yeah, I find this change really fun actually. Just having a little bit more of a randomization. Hey, welcome back, Maddie Walkerd. And yeah, IPSS boss. Ridley is a 5/6 crystal, which makes everything a little bit more fun because Pyramid Fairy is going to be after Lower Norfair because we have a half of them.
First one was Eastern Palace. One really early and one really late.
Not always the latest one you get though. I've seen people put on Fantoon till last. I've done it where I've done Lower Norfair very early, just because I've had the requisite items. MM2 still choosing just not to screw attack here. I think that's fair. Missiles and super missiles are still faster ways of killing. You still have the ability to use them.
Yes, if you connect with your supers and your missiles, it is faster. So for me, I will use the screw attack.
Oh, same here. I am not experienced enough to not use screw attack. And there's the clip. And there's the drop. And it's a super missile pack. Take them. You want Ridley ammo.
At this point, even though he has charge ice, supers are still faster.
Supers are still faster. And it's better for Ridley anyways, because supers I think are higher DPS than even the best beam combo. And especially against Ridley. Oh, interesting to note that ice and spring ball are HJB. Wow, and yes, that is exactly what that means. The Bobcat 90. Just supers on the speed booster check, so I don't think we're gonna come back to that.
So the combo randomizer plays both games. You can find items from one game and the other game, and yep, you have to beat both final bosses.
And there's grapple, so that's a pretty quick Dragon kill if we wanted it.
So let's see. We have ice, we have grapple. We need a high jump boots, and then we can start doing Meridia suitless things.
Using X-ray shock. Yeah, the main reason we pick it up is mostly for microwaving, but since we don't have plasma, we can't do it quite yet. That being said, I'm still rooting for plasma and wrecked ship. Just make it that last little bit more of a treasure cruise. And by the way, speaking of coffee breaks earlier on with the Hera coffee break, now we have the biggest one in the game, which is bowling.
Just gonna chill here for a little bit while we get taken to another area of the wreck ship.
Absolutely, and you know what? I'm gonna go grab myself some water because my throat's feeling a little bit dry. And nope, bowling's over. I'm back.
We're just over an hour into things. If you haven't already followed our runners, you should go follow our runners.
Yep. Their names are M2 NES Cartridge and Maniacal42. In addition, please follow my co-commentator Crazed Gamer, and if you like following trackers, follow Matt Ewok Herd on Twitch.
Alright, so MN2 is going... Let's see, what's his next play? I would assume he's going to push Varia and go down to Norfair.
I would think the same Red Tower Norfair into possibly going back up Brinstar when we take it back up.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do in Norfair though, and yeah, we'll see what's in Norfair because there's a lot to check. I don't think MN2's done Bubble Mountain yet, so there's all of that.
Bubble Mountain, nor a lot of Red Tower, by the way.
We haven't seen Norfair Reserve yet. We haven't seen Croc yet, and I don't think we've seen Ice Beam Crumble Tower, so there's a lot to do yet.
There's quite a bit to do. We can't fully clear out Crumble Tower. We can do some things with it. We know that we have to do... Oh, yeah, we have to do the back of Alpha Power Missiles check still. And that is just an arrow refill. We never like seeing those.
To getting a little bit punished by having Screw Attack on, but not a huge time loss there.
Yeah, the only really big thing in Brinstar was the Tempered Sword check, essentially. Which is... You know, it's fine. But there's still another sword in Logic. You can find another one, and even if you don't choose to skip even if you don't choose to skip Blue Brinstar, it's still a good thing to find on Billy Mays.
So this is X-Ray coming up. This is a really easy check with Space Jump and Screw Attack.
Space Jump, Screw Attack, Grapple, you have everything you need multiple times over. And that is true. Waterway has not been seen yet. It is just money. We don't need this. M2's getting the heck out of Dodge.
Can't check Waterway until we get Speed Booster, so just something to keep in mind if we ever see Speed Booster.
Imagine Waterway locked gravity.
We've seen some bad stuff at Waterway over the years.
Absolutely. We've seen quite some bad stuff, and we are taking a look on Maniacal's side. Maniacal doesn't have Speed Booster.
Yeah, you can check. You can scout this item from here. It's a little bit inconvenient, but with Wave you can just easily shoot over.
Yeah, I get that, but it just... To me, it makes a little bit less sense to do it from down there if you know you don't have Speed Booster, right? If you're going to go down there, just get everything.
Yeah, there's different schools of thought there, because you can do what MM2 did, which was to jump and then morph ball over those three things, and then power bomb or X-ray scope from the top, or you can choose to not do that and come down to bowling anyway, and then check it from the bottom. Which either way,
we're taking a first look at Kraid.
Mm-hmm.
Totally makes sense with the Norfair school of thought too. Just you're going right down, it's on the way, take it. Heart container. Yeah, you grab that too. It's right on the way. You don't have the chest animation. It's a little bit quicker.
A little less value now since they have Blue Mail and we're in the mid game, but not terrible.
M2 is actually still on Green Mail.
Where was Blue Mail?
Blue Mail is in 230, I believe.
Ah.
Oh no, it was on Alpha Powers. That's what it was. Alpha Supers, I mean. No, not Alpha Supers. Alpha Missiles.
He hasn't been down there yet.
No, that's Bryn Loop. It was on Bryn Loop for sure. All right, is Kraid going to prom, everybody? Yes or no?
Very good.
Not on this one. And Vanilla Kraid boss token, which means we do have a Vanilla Dragon boss token as well. Yeah, it was mail upgrade and sword upgrade in Bryn Loop. If you're a runner of M2s and Maniacal's caliber, you might not need any mail upgrades to beat the game. If you're me, those things are lifesavers. Wave was also in Bryn Loop via Gauntlet, by the way, so we will probably see some of Gauntlet into Bryn Loop, even if it's only to get Wave Beam eventually.
See, because at the moment, Mushroom, okay. MM2 does have various, so I would see him do Norfair before going back to Bryn. Like, at this point, I think anything in Bryn's a last location for him.
Oh, absolutely. I think Bryn is not going to be the first check. I also think that it is a very quick area to get to from just, like, a back save and quit. So if you're going to, let's say, Meridia and you don't well, you're gonna have access to Death Mountain because you have Flute if you're MM2, but still, the principle of it all is, if you're able to get there pretty quickly, you can do it anytime.
This is our first look at Ice Beam.
Oh, taking out all 3 of the Firewalker enemies with the Power Bomb. Great placement, by the way. Hammer.
There's our hammer. Alright, so that is normal Dark World access for MM2. That is that is a clearable swamp, which is a crystal, so that is good. And it's just good. It's just good things.
Hacks, they are always the same entrances, by the way. Death Mountain always leads to Upper Norfair. Misery Mire always leads to Lower Norfair. Dark World Southeast Hyrule always leads to Meridia, and Criteria always leads to Fortune Teller's Hut right next to Link's house.
This is Crumble Towers, check. Can't go down it, but check the item.
I want to say 3 tanks lock the hammer in Hell Run. And yes, Aga is dead. But at the same time, no tanks lock it if you have area.
Right, so we need to. Was this actually an Agassiz? Is the question, because if that hammer was locked behind 2 or 3 E-tanks, I think it was in logic at the same time as the Mitts and the Pearl. As
No,
the
it
Glove and the
wasn't.
Pearl.
We didn't have Morph Ball or Speed Booster. Out of logic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Morph Ball was in pod. You're right.
Morph was in pod and it required a Mach Ball.
Yep.
Kraid has one more chance to go to prom. And we're seeing it. Kraid's going to prom, baby.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
go.
Yeah, there was a chance for the backup there, but once you're past that, it's very unpredictable what Kraid's gonna do.
That's a great quick kill. But Kraid went to prom for the few shining moments.
So this is going to be well, he's already got Hera done. Is this Spike Cave? This is Spike Cave. Okay, he's gonna chase the hammer.
Thoron, entrance rando. That is a very interesting precursor. We do see, we're seeing Cape here, and it's going to be more than enough with half magic. Even with regular magic, I think it would have been enough. But, maybe not, actually. Just for reserve tank. Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to see a Flute to Mushroom, just because that's a pretty quick check with Flute.
And important to know that he didn't do anything else before this after doing the save, so he can reset out of this and keep the mushroom if it's nothing, as a possibility of doing a
Fake
um,
powder.
fake powder. But he's choosing to keep the supers, and we'll see what happens.
I can't fault him for this. Again, not having quicker Ridley kills just makes sense.
So this is likely a swamp play on MM2 side. It is full clearable with a hammer and a hook shot.
I don't mind this. I would prefer having Tempered Sword for this, and, I personally love doing Brin Loops, so I tend not to skip it. But, hey, you do what you gotta do for the race.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you have access to something and it's a crystal, go ahead and do it.
Taking it quickly just makes it that much easier to do. Don't forget to do the dam. There you go. And now that we're just retracing steps, I actually am going to get some water because my throat is drier than
Got it.
Swamp Palace before the draining.
Alright, Maniacal picked up his hammer from Ice Beam, and we'll see what he does with it. May just make the same path that MM2 did. So Hookshot is at Agahnim. Maniacal has not checked it yet, and it may be a bit before he goes back there because it's super isolated and there's no reason to go to desert just yet. He's not going to get the flute because the flute is at East Dark, no, not East Dark, East Death Mountain. Actually, he's got a hammer, he's got mirror. He can make the big-brained play to go to East Death Mountain with this loadout, but we'll see if he makes that play. Granted, he will need to go to Agahnim at some point unless he knows how to Moldorm bounce or hover, and we find the boots.
He needs to go to Agahnim because Swamp's required.
Also that.
I'm back, by the way. And next, happy 4th, everybody. Let's blow up some Zebas.
Where's Maniacal going? He's got... He doesn't have myth, so he can't do Dark World from the village.
Yes, you can. You can go around the other way.
Correct.
I think we're going to see a Thieves Town to Skullwoods play from Maniacal. Just because they're both full clearable. Even though Skullwoods is a pendant, it's still a decent amount of item checks, so you can probably see it.
It's 2 items, but it's right next to Village of Outcasts. It's effectively overworld. Alright, MM2 is going to attempt to set up Diver Down with bombs.
Oh, is that what we're doing today? And there we go, we got it. There's Diver Down, we're grabbing the key. Samarialist Diver Down is very interesting, isn't it?
Yep, it's always a good trick to have in your pocket.
And this is why I do not race. It is not up my alley. Oh yeah, we're never saving animals this holiday. We always choose to save frames instead. And this room without Samaria is a pain. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so nothing at the left side swamp, so MM2 is gonna head to the back and fight an Argus.
Argus is gonna be a nice change of pace, isn't it? Oh, you know, we're just backtracking at this point. We're probably gonna see both drown chests with another bomb diver down. Do we not have big key yet on
Nope,
M2's side?
but
Oh.
not necessary for this dungeon.
True, but if we get it, that's a backtrack.
It is, but that's a decision you can make when you get to it, because it's very possible that the big key has locked itself in the big chest.
That is absolutely correct as well. Diver down, diver down, diver down. Aw.
Yep, plenty of bombs for the reattempt.
Having 2 plus 5 attempts is a great thing, and there it is. Ice Rod and Titan Spits. Wow, there's 2 items you would love to see.
That's a pretty
on a pendant TR.
Yeah, we're not too happy about that, but TR luckily is not part of the equation until we see a Cane of Samaria.
And there's a big key, so we're probably gonna, if Argus is not an item, we'll probably see a revisit just to get the item off a big chest. It's not that far in anyways.
Maniacal is heading towards Mothula.
We're gonna get 2 simultaneous boss fights. Wow, this is pretty impressive. Yep, both runners gonna be able to do it pretty well.
Fire Rod on Mothula is pretty much the way to go.
Especially if you don't have Tempered or Golden Sword or because Hammer Motheel is a pain. Fire Rod does the same amount of damage, even if it does take magic. And that is just a pendant in Swamp, and that was an item on Mothula, wasn't it? That was a missile pack.
Was missiles.
Well, we're a third of the way to Pedestal if we need it.
I wasn't counting items. I don't know if there's anything else in the front. That's a Book of Medora.
And that does mean we have our dungeon item, I believe, in Big Chest.
So M2's probably going to leave that behind. So let's see. All right,
Wait,
so this is
I might be wrong.
So this is actually really bad for Maniacal, because the book is behind the hookshot, which means he's not going to find a way to get to Desert unless he decides to just go there.
Oh goodness, yeah, that's probably the worst, and I do mean worst possible outcome from Nigel.
Oof, that's going to be an extreme last location.
If you want to talk about last location, that's Agahnim. I think it's very possible that we still see a Bryn loop for M2 to get wave plus some other stuff. Most importantly, to be honest, would be, although I think we're seeing a lower Norfair play.
We're going to check a look at the medallion requirement, which we haven't found any yet. Yeah, we haven't found any medallions.
Ether, we got 1 vanilla. We got microwave, baby. Let's go.
There's your beam, and there's silvers. All right, free seed. And the comment in chat, yes, it is true, because he's not going to be able to get the mitts. There's going to be a lot of Hyrule closed off to him. He will eventually have to go to Agahnim, because that last location will come up sooner rather than later. Alright, so MM2's in Desert is a crystal, and saw there was a map on the torch, so this is full clearable. We are not boots locked. Do not need those. We'd still want those, but don't need it for this dungeon.
Absolutely, but just quick question. What else could we ask for in this seat at this point? Best item for Land Mole is right next to it. Best beam right next to Lower Norfair. Like, what else do we want? We even have microwave potential. This is awesome. And Maniacal finding Tempered.
Excellent. So we
Oh,
know
yeah,
the rest of the items in Desert are items because we just picked up a compass. Map is on the torch, so Landmo has something for us.
Imagine if Landmo has gravity. That would be the worst possible item sequence for Maniacal, wouldn't it? Hookshot on Agahnim, into Swamp Book of Medora, into Gravity Landmo.
It'd be pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, it's still possible, which is the scariest part. I think the only other thing that would be as bad as gravity on Landmo is exactly Cane of Samaria. No, it's worse, because Cane's actually required.
Right, Mire is a crystal.
Mire's a crystal. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mire is a crystal, so that means Cane's required. I was thinking Turtle Rock, but no, Turtle Rock's a pendant. MM2's still choosing to do Fire Rod just because you have it equipped. That's going to take a little bit less time. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah, and I think he realized that he has silvers.
Yeah, you got silvers. We know the big Thieves find was, if I remember correctly, just the sword. Nothing else was really there.
That is crystal number 4 for MM2.
Crystal 4... Oh, Screw Attack 2. That's what was on Thieves Town. Okay. The Crystal 4 from 2, while Maniacal just picks up Screw Attack. Oh, no, and Morph Ball Bombs are in Blind Stone, now I'm remembering. And I foresee a lower Norfair play.
Looks like we're going to check.
Checkerboard.
Yep,
Checkerboard.
checkerboard.
Anything that is mirror locked in Desert or lower Norfair at the moment, having anything like gravity there would be detrimental for Maniacal to the point of possibly in a last location seed.
Right, so looks like MM2 is going to be taking a dip into lower Norfair. We'll see what items are on the way here.
Getting that plasma, which means microwave time on some of these bigger enemies. Ooh! And the pause glitch for energy recharge, meaning you get a little bit quicker. Screw attack item is the Punish Rupee. And thank you, Blind, for the corny jokes. Oh!
Alright, so... well, they have space jump for that, so that's fine.
But Maniacal can't access because he doesn't have flute. Which is locked behind hook shot.
Oh boy, so... yeah, so he's gonna be... he's gonna have to go to Agahnim at some point.
When? That's the big question. I want everybody to cheer in the chat. If you want to cheer bits, go right ahead. If you want to just cheer... goodness, if you just want to cheer regularly, like just chatting cheer. But when Maniacal gets to Agahnim, I want you guys to send all your cheers. Oh, he can hammer to EDM, that's right! Because hammer to EDM is a path that I've taken before and I just completely forgot about it. So it's not hookshot locked anymore because of hammer.
Yep. Granted, he will still need the hookshot, but...
Eventually. At least not for Candace Maria. Alright, and we know it's on Showcase Showdown, which is what makes all this worth it, too.
Wouldn't do this unless you knew that you had to.
Or unless you wanted to get to my Iron Style. Because, or, well, if you're playing casually, that is. MM2 beat Swamp. Yeah, MM2 has beaten Swamp, so that is 5th Crystal. So, MM2 is only 2 crystals away from going to GT right now. Which I will say, is a legitimate play. Because once you beat, get Ether, beat Meyer, you can always just beat GT on your way to, and then just finish the rest of the game, beat Metroid without having to worry about it, and possibly getting some GT items.
Yeah, it depends on the on how the routing works itself out. Because generally you want to go to GT, beat Aga 2, go to the pyramid, beat Ganon, and then reset back to the ship for Mother Brain. But if the route puts you at Mother Brain first, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I've had a route that put me at a decently early Mother Brain. To the point where I hadn't beaten Fantoon before Mother Brain because it was a crystal.
Alright, so Monaco picks up Charge Beam from Hype Cave. That's going to make his Super Metroid a little easier.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot easier, especially once you get to Microwaving, because Microwave is almost in logic for Maniacal. Just has to pick up that flute off of EDM. Are we seeing Catfish from Maniacal? Oh no, we're seeing
Going down.
Ice Palace? Oh, yeah, Ice Palace.
Not without mitts. That's hard required.
Mitts is in Swamp. That's right. Meridia.
That's a play. That's without high jump. That's interesting.
Nice little microwave there on MM2 side. One of my favorite things I've done on Super Metroid in a while. Just microwaving some enemies, especially these guys. They've always been pains. Oh no, Maniacal hadn't done Ice Rod Cave yet. Spring wasn't found, and Maniacal is hoping that this is something. And it's not, and it looks like Maniacal might finally be going to Agahnim or to EDM.
I would assume he would go to EDM first. Yep.
And EDM still gets you progression, but it's not going to get you everything you want. But it can at least get you Flute, which gets you to Desert, gets you to Mire, gets you some things.
Yeah, so like we want the play to be pick up Flute, activate it, and then go to 6.
Flute, activate, go to 6. Specifically, you want to go to Agahnim with a Mire Mirror. But you can't. No, you can't do Mire Mirror.
Because you don't have the mitts.
That's right, you don't have mitts, so what's the point then, even if you get Flute?
Well, if you get the Flute and go to 6, it's because it's quicker. Like that's the whole appeal, is make it checking Agahnim with the Flute is easier than walking there.
True, that's the appeal for it. My other thing is, though, you can still go to 2, check some stuff there, because I don't think he's done Quake yet. Quakefish, I mean.
I could have sworn he did that on the first loop of Dark World, but
I know that MM2. I know MM2 did. I just don't think I might have missed it. It might have been when I was getting water, but I didn't see Maniacal doing it. Oh, they both did Catfish. Thanks. Yeah, it was probably just when I was out getting water then.
In all that, Ridley down for MM2 on his way out.
Pyramid Fairy and Logic.
Yes. I assume MM2 did a map check, so he knows that Ridley was a red crystal.
Yes, M2 had done just the map check once already. M2, you have bombs. You don't need this.
No. You have to. No, you have to X-ray climb swag.
It's the swag jump. Fair enough. At this point, if you're a runner like MM2, you go for all the swag strats. And Maniacal, it looks like going for X-ray now. Able to get that push in just makes it a lot easier. We're going to be seeing a lot of stuff here. Because this mini Moldorm, speed booster.
Oh. Alright. Who wants the beeline to Waterway?
Oh my goodness. Waterway gravity might be a reality. And that rhymed. Shoutouts to 98% suitless.
There's a few more checks in Lower Norfair. There could be a gravity on the way here.
Maniacal, I don't know if Maniacal's one to express rage, but if he was, I think he would express it here.
There's Guy's Flute. He'll probably check Spiral and then save and quit.
I thought he already did Spiral.
Mm. Typically, the route is you do Paradox, and then that leads you up here, and then you check Spiral.
Not when you're going from Hera, though.
I guess.
Because he had to hammer, remember? He didn't have hookshot.
Right. Well, he went right by it, so I assume he already checked it.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen Spiral too, and now we're seeing the Wave Beam check on MM2's side, which is fully in logic, even without the soft lock potential. Getting an E-Tank, getting, I think it was just missiles on Wave, and we see Spike Cave on Maniacal's side. Great damage boost, by the way, on MM2's side. I know I can do that on some spikes, but I've never really seen how to do it otherwise.
I could do it accidentally.
What a mood. What a mood. We're going to see yet another E-Tank on MM2's side again, with Speed Booster coming up. A lot less dangerous than it was for Maniacal, just because, you know, Maniacal did it hell running.
I fully expect Maniacal's going to activate Flute now, and then we'll see where he goes.
Yeah, we're looking at probably Kakariko to Flute route now, for sure. We could see 7 banking on... Ooh, we could see 7 banking on Hookshot in Swamp.
Ugh, that is a play, and I don't hate it, but at the same time, it would be a double dip of Swamp, and that's... ugh.
Yeah, but it's more checks than just Agahnim. We know that Agahnim works, but... Unfortunately for Maniacal, I could see this happening. Where there's more checks in 7. And getting tempered now. I think that's our 3rd sword. Our 4th sword. Because I don't think we saw this one with Maniacal.
No, he didn't. He couldn't go all the way back here since he did this without the morph ball. So
Yes, that's 4th. That's golden. So if we see Britloop, we're going to see gold sword on M2's side, but we definitely don't need it anymore.
yeah, I do not expect MM2 to be going to Bryn anytime soon.
The only thing you'd want to see at this point for M2 is the only reason being is gauntlet for wave beam, just because that makes the most powerful beam combination, makes everything a lot easier.
All right, so Maniacal has fluted to 1, and what's the
Norfair.
play here?
Norfair.
Right. So he's gonna lava dive, I guess, or he's gonna check the rest of Upper Norfair.
I think checking the rest of Upper Norfair makes sense. Gonna get gold sword probably. My guess is Crocomire too.
Speaking of Crocmire, I think that's where MM2 is heading.
Yeah, I love the boy. I can never fault a Crocomire play. But that's right, he doesn't have wave.
Yep, but you can do that without wave, and it is in logic in hard.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this is why I don't play hard. I do not know these tricks well enough. Also, Charged Plasma is a one-shot on Croco. There's the one-shot. And Crocomire's just gonna moonwalk all the way back. Come on, Samus, join him.
Well, Maniacal did pick up the gold sword from Norfair Reserve, and there's Boots.
Boots.
Time to go fast.
And that's
MM2, why? You don't need to.
it's the swag. It's always the swag. I will say Maniacal is definitely gonna have a slower fight than MM2 just because he does not have plasma. Nice spike suit indeed. And just making the jump even that much nicer. Shine Sparks all the way to the other side. No need for space jump. We have Shine Sparks. There's gravity!
Alright, so then. Are we Ether Go mode?
We are in Ether Go mode, I believe. Yeah, we are straight up Ether Go mode.
Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves in Ether.
There's blueberries. And 2 great damage boosts at that. Second time I've seen Gravity there commentating, I think. Or at the very least somewhere near Croc. Granted, I don't remember if it was an actual speed gaming race I was commentating or just the bot of one. But I know I've commentated another race where Gravity was exactly there. Boots is also a possible desert push. If we... No, it's not. We don't have Book. Oh no. Yeah, Gil is right. This could be a possible full clear SM push for Maniacal.
Okay.
And we see Maniacal going into the Croc sub area of Norfair, while MM2 is just leaving it. I think we're going to do Croc Escape, even if we just want to miss it.
And
Finding
then,
gravity for both
yep.
players. No suitless Meridia today.
So, MM2 is very likely just going to go to Meridia right now. With only Ether left to find, I expect this will be a thorough check until we find Ether.
Worst comes to worst, we do the Brinstar loop stuff that doesn't require... that we haven't seen yet. But I think we've seen everything in Brin loop anyways. And it was just another sword.
Okay, MM2 reset, went back to Link to the Past, reset to, well, save and quit to Sanctuary. Oh, Boots checks. Okay, so this is going to be
King's Tomb.
King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks, etc. Well, boots get you boots.
Of course it's high jumps on King's Tomb. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be?
So, question in chat, what are Fire Fleas? Well, in Super Metroid, it is the area in Lower Norfair that has the Firefly-like creatures. There's a item down there.
Okay. Okay. And Nizzle makes a good point. We could see a lava dive with high jump boots. We have gravity. And Varia. We could see a lava dive. And we know
2 is checking this because I don't think he checked it before.
you're there. You check it. We could see a lava dive, get to Meyer, get to Agahnim. Just money, but we don't mind that. Oh yeah, we're totally seeing a lava dive on Maniacal's side. Hopefully this leads to Meyer area.
Yeah, it could, because it's gonna... After he picks up the Cane of Samaria, he is going to be at the Meyer portal. He'll see Meyer's ether, and he can mirror to Agahnim right there. Hopefully he does that.
Wait, we could lava dive immediately because we have screw. Yeah, the minute we got You can just get normal logic, low and Norfair access now because we have gravity, space jump, all that. Yeah, flippers over sphere too. We had those checks a while
Right.
ago. Although,
So,
yeah, both of them got scammed.
so logically, high jump boots are required for the lava dive. It is possible to lava dive without them, but logically you do need high jump boots.
Lava dive specifically being gravity-less lava dive, right?
Yes, that is the without gravity.
Well, we got gravity, so that does not matter anymore.
Yeah, with gravity, Varia, um, and space jump, you could just get there the vanilla way.
That is a very nice icebreaker, by the way.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Maniacal is going to peek Gold Chorizo, and he's going to see the news that
Samaria.
he's going to have to beat beat Gold Chorizo and then work his way back around.
Choosing instead of charge beam route to go the missile route, I respect that play. Not having plasma, even if you just checked Meyer beforehand, you would. Super missiles are just a lot better to do. Maniacal, I am begging you, please check Meyer area. And he does not.
Oh boy. Well, he has to come back around here anyway because he's gonna check. He's gonna pick up Kena Samaria. So
Oh yeah, Showcase Showdown. That's
right.
the thing.
And here's the thing: is that he's gonna pick up Kena Samaria and then with the intention of possibly dipping Meyer. So this is correct on his part.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I'm just thinking, I would rather have Plasma running through here. And Silvers.
Yep. Now, granted, we know. Well, he doesn't have any medallions, so unless there's the key under the mat, then he can't dip it. But
Yeah, but we're not looking for Meyer in this case. We're just looking for the surrounding area being,
Yeah.
Agahnim, which gives us hookshot. Meyer Shed, which is probably the most stacked I've seen it ever be. Stuff like that. Yeah, and I think we're just rushing Ice Palace at this point. The only thing we need to really see is Ether.
I wasn't item counting. I assume if he skipped iced tea, then he's found all the items.
Apparently not.
Or did
Apparently,
he? What did he check iced tea?
apparently it is... Tea apparently is an item, according to our tracker sheet.
The strange skip then. Okay, so Maniacal is going to check checkerboard. And we'll see if he does a Gina while he's here, because this is the closest he's going to get to it.
Yeah, this is the best you're gonna get. Oh, he did check it. Okay, good. What was Ice Tea, by the way?
I don't think it mattered, but... Yes, this is a Gina.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We're finally gonna see Hookshot. Sphere 0, but nobody checks it unless you do Clown Defense.
Alright, so this'll put Maniacal back on track. So he's a little bit behind in terms of progression,
A little bit.
but at this point, once he gets caught up, we're in the same boat where we're looking for Ether.
Yeah, and keep in mind, he still has to check Meyer Shed, which helps a lot with combat and stuff. Seeing to DM for the first time. Imagine Ether and Super Bunny. Or in a Hookshot Cave.
There's a lot here.
6 checks in total. Getting the hook push. Not hook push, hook clip. Diving Desert first, probably before Meyer Shed. There's Spazer.
So here's the next question. Well, never mind, because there's no medallions you can't dip TR. So it doesn't matter what TR's medallion is, we can't do it, because we don't have any of them.
Unless we pull a medallion here and it's the exact same medallion as TR minus ether. Heart container. Heart piece. A lot of health in this cave. A lot of love. Second heart piece. And just 100 rupees. Money isn't everything.
He's going to peek the medallion for TR, which is Bombos.
If we pull Bombos, that's probably a TR dip sign then. But I think it's potential Meridia at this point, right?
It has to be. So MM2 is going to mirror over to Ether Tablet.
Oh, we haven't checked what Ether Tablet is.
Yep, that book was relatively late.
That could be a vanilla Ether Tablet then. Nope, just missiles.
MM2, you gotta let the bird pick you up.
Yeah, looks like we're going home, which means, I think we're going backdoor Meridia. Oh. Is there an item on Helmosaur? Is there actually an item on Helmosaur? That's a question. Looks like it's just a key. And pedestal is potential.
Right, this is Pyramid Fairy.
Ah, yes, Pyramid Fairy is a check to make because we have Ridley down.
Yeah, Helmosaur cannot be a key. If you use your keys wrong, then you'll lock yourself out of the dungeon.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
You can actually lock yourself out of pod?
If the small key's on Helmosaur, then yeah. That's why.
That's true, so it can't be there.
Mhm.
So it's possibly an item then. Oh no. Helmosaur item? Oh, this is just a smart way to get there. I see it now.
The Aga portal is actually the quicker way to do it. Assuming you've already defeated Agahnim.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just realized we haven't done Smith's Chain yet.
We have not.
There's second mail. So we're likely never going to see Bryn Loop now, even for the mail, just because, well, we're there. The only thing I can see now is potential gauntlet before Torian, if you check it, or wave. Because that does give us a better setup for, I'm forgetting the skip name, but the one that skips all the berries before Mother Brain.
MM2 is going to take the Whirlpool portal, and this is likely a Meridia play.
Yeah, Meridia just makes the most sense. It has the most checks. It's the most likely to be anything. Even though I personally like taking Meridia Vanilla. And Maniacal's going to see Plasma and Silvers. And possibly go to Ridley?
I mean, you're right here.
Yeah, and you can't do anything else, so you might as well. Oh, no! Maniacal can complete Desert. Via Mirror.
I think he already did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did.
Yeah, he did the back first. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I am dumb.
That's right. There was a lot going on MM2's side. So
there was quite a lot going on. And I saw the kill too, the spin, the gold sword spin and whatnot. But yeah, we're seeing Dragon here. We have multiple ways to quick kill Dragon.
Yep.
And it is glorious. Spring Ball.
Oh, look at that! MM2's not picking that up. Weird.
Firing super missiles at Rage. I personally love Spring Ball, but I completely get why people hate it.
Okay, so MM2 is going to do Meridia back to front. So, because as soon as you find Ether, you're just out of here.
Ooh, M2 is going to choose to possibly quick kill via 3-tap or 4-tap Super Shine Spark. Cake will love, yes.
Question in chat. Ice Palace is a is a Super Metroid boss token. The 5-6 crystals were Ridley and Eastern Palace.
And that is one of the quickest microwaves on Dragon I've ever seen. Hey, do you think we could see a sub 3 on MM2 side?
It depends on where Neither is. If he finds it quickly enough, then yeah.
If he finds it quickly enough, it's a sub 230, I think. No, GT. GT is a thing. At least Ether can't be there. By the way, I still do not understand how Aussie got that insane world record of like 210 something. It's crazy.
I'm sure there was a very, very quick seed. I'm sure all the progression was right in the path.
Oh, sure, but still, it's just... Oh, there's Powder. That's a check. Fortunately, you have to do a fetch quest, but hey. Fetch quests are still something. Vertical microwave indeed, yeah. Looks like that's possible. I've done it horizontal, but never vertical. Wow, quick.
Very good short
Quick, giant
charge.
spark. Wow. Supers, take them for Mother Brain help. Might as well. Maniacal choosing not to use microwave here, I think that's a fair call. Typical waterway save. Or aqueduct save for sand pets. I wonder if we're gonna see Shack Tool.
He's got the grapple beam for it, so I would imagine he bundles that in with right sandpit.
Yeah, right sandpit, Shack Tool. That's why you do left sandpit first, I think. Just if it's something, you come back around, do right sandpit, Shack Tool. If not, you reset, do right sandpit, Shack Tool. Either way. E-tank, no need. We have 7. We can do stand up. Yeah, you're right. At least MM2 does not have to fake powder because he does not have mushroom anymore. He turned it in.
That was like very close to the beginning of the race because mushroom was on, was in Kraid's warehouse, and
That was about like an hour in, I think, now, right?
yep.
MM2. Yeah, stutter 3 short charges. That's good to know. That's a
Is that
medallion. That is it. That's go mode.
Go mode at 207.29 for MM2.
That's not bad. We're still gonna see Shack Tool, I think. Or no, we're
Does
not.
he?
No, we're
Nope.
not.
Nope.
No, we're not. We're just
Nope.
gonna save and get out.
Nope. As soon as you see Ether, the plan is Shack Tool, just leave him behind.
Go, 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 go. At this point, the only thing I'm rooting for M2 to do is Gauntlet right before Mother Brain. And that's only to get wave for the skip.
Alright, so from here, does MM2 go up and defeat Mother Brain right now, or go down back to A Link to the Past and clear out Misery Mire?
You're closer to Link to the Past than you are to Mother Brain. And it's a quick reset to Mother Brain, so I think just going back down to Link to the Past makes a lot more sense.
Yep, and that's the play.
Yeah, it's just quicker. You could hard reset to Mother Brain if you really wanted to. Which takes you out of escape early. But you don't really need it.
So, if you hard reset, like, where would you do that?
Right here.
Right.
Save, quit, reset. You go out to Link to the Past either way.
Yeah.
Just it's quicker to do that.
Yeah. The question, Chad, is you typically want to end with Mother Brain because going up Ganon's tower can give you items while you're looking for the Ganon's tower big key that can help you with your Mother Brain fight.
Absolutely. That is not applicable in fast Ganon seeds, but in this kind of seed it definitely isn't applicable.
And once you're done with Ganon, you can save and quit and then reset back to the ship and go to Mother Brain pretty quickly from there.
Yeah, and you can't hard reset from SM to Z3, just from Z3 to SM. Wow, very quick kills in all the entire room here. That is impressive.
Alright, so MM2 is looking just for the big key and then it's going to go straight to the back. Which of course means that the big key is going to be in the cutscene chest because we're in go mode.
Only time you see MB is if go mode is in Brinstar, or if you just have to beat Fantoon from Other Brain, in which case, or vice versa actually.
Oh, never mind, there's a big key right there, so
Big
we're
key
just
right
going to go
there.
straight to the back.
Oh, we love seeing that. Yeah, there's gonna be a pretty quick Vittles fight too, considering we have silvers.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're done this, I think we're just gonna go to Ganon's Tower, right?
Yeah, that's all the crystals.
Yeah, it's all crystals. We're right here. You might as well. Just GT. We're really close by. We don't have to do anything else. Yeah, it's... And Ganon with silvers is pretty easy, especially if you can 1-1 him on first and second phases.
Yeah, this is a very easy Ganon. It's tempered silvers, and yeah, this is a very good seed.
This is definitely a very nice seed to everybody, but Maniacal, who didn't check Agahnim.
Yeah, you know, it's not a slam dunk, but it's one you don't like. It's either you do it right away or you don't.
Yeah, it's one of those things that... It's why we call Agahnim the Clown Defense. Easiest Vitreous, one of the easiest Ganon fights, and just small key on Vittles too, so we don't need it. I'm gonna get a really nice health refill, so I'm assuming mirror out, fly to Death Mountain, go up through probably Dark Side, just because you don't have to deal with cabbages in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
put your numbers
also
in chat.
something 1 to 22.
1 to 22, how many checks are we gonna get for Big Key? Alright. Crazed, what's your number?
I like 17.
I'm gonna go for 1. I want to see a first check Ganon's Tower Big Key. It would just be good with this seed. Thematic. So we have a 2. Alright, so we have 5, 10, 11, 22, 8, 13, 2, 22, another 22, 14, 11, 19, 12, 3, 4, and 10. So let's see who wins. And we do see a red mail for Maniacal. Oh, rooting for Tile Room. Salem, you're after my own heart.
2 is going to go through the Turtle Rock way to get to Gan's Tower.
Makes sense to me. Turtle Rock portal is just quicker, just because, you know, Paradox Cave, you're right there. You can do it pretty easily. Cannot... Oh, you can pull it! On the right side. It's... maybe it's after Aga you can pull it.
No, you can do it before also.
Maybe it's one of those that doesn't change. Pull on the paw for good luck. By the way, I'm gonna add a little twist to this game. Everybody comment the room you think that Big Key is in. I'm saying Bob's Torch.
Well... I mean, depends on MM2's route, I guess.
That's why I'm saying comment the room instead of just the number. So tie room, we're saying rando room. What's your guess, Crazed Gamer?
Well, I probably shouldn't guess now because I know he's going left side first, so...
I'm guessing what room are you gonna see the Big Key in? It's randomized, so I lost.
Alright, I'll say Ice Armors.
Alright. Alright, so if it wasn't Bob's Torch, I'm gonna see if Bob's Chest is Big Key then. Right before Ice Armos. I don't know all the room names either. I forget what this room's called, for example. But it's not in here, so it does not matter. Skelly room. Yeah, tile room would be very interesting. I once had a tile room plasma. Which, even though it was on fast Ganon seed, I got it. Another E-tank here. Yeah, Ganon can hold a lot of E-tanks. And we know, and Maniacal's just going through Swamp. We know what's on here. We've seen M2 do it really in the past, so that's why we're kind of focusing on the GT climb right now. DM's room, Dark Magician. Oh, that's Dark Magician. I thought Dark Magician was the strat, where you start left side, and then immediately go right after that room.
Yeah. The Dark Magician strat is you check those 4 chests and then you mirror out and then you go to the right side. Typically, it's because you didn't find a key until you got to that left side.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, we're checking rando rooms soon, so good luck to everybody who put that. Room is named after the strat. No! Salem, no!
Alright, let's see what's in rando.
Bye bomb. Big key in rando room. Whoever had rando room, you win this one. And I believe that was check 7?
So it's a second chest in rando.
7.
Torch 5, firebar
Okay, firebar, so 8.
7, 9? Question mark?
I thought it was 8, because firebar's only 1 check.
And then there's the room. Well, there's 2 firebar rooms. There's the one with the spinning ones, and then there's the one with the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's 9. You're right.
Mhm.
So whoever had 9, you win. Semi-classical, you are closest in general. Shadowstick is closest without going over on numbers, but because you had the room as well, and so did semi-classical. No, sorry, that's semi-classical. Yeah, you had the. Looks like you have the closest. So congratulations, semi-classical, you win.
You don't win anything, but you win.
Yeah, you win bragging rights. This is a little twist on the game I made, so. Whoever said random room, you win. Whoever got closest, you win. Same, in this case, semi-classical did both. So you win twice.
To taking the GT gauntlet pretty well.
There's what we call the gauntlet for a Link to the Past GT gauntlet. Oof. Vimos right to the back. There, yeah. If we had a budget, I feel like some people would be getting some Klondike bars. 8 silvers left. Save silvers a little bit. That makes a bit more sense to me now that I think about it. Right there. Maniacal about to grab Titan's Mitts and something else.
Book.
Book. I know book, but here, Ice Rod.
Oh, Ice Rod, okay.
Looking at Canis Maria, gets these 3 Wizrobes out of our way very quickly. There's Big Key. And I believe that is not an item. Because Argus is Book of Medora.
I think MM2 did go back for the item, though, so I feel like it is.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was an item. That's right, because every check was an item at that point. No. At least it didn't. It doesn't say anything on the tracker, at least.
Ah.
But it doesn't say anything about the big chest on tracker. Yep, we even have the 1 spare key, so we don't need to open any of the chests. This is great. Okay. So we could see an item back. And getting that refill, really good for the magic there. Alright, here's Moldorm.
Very nice, using the iframes to avoid collision with Moldorm.
Oh, absolutely. Great shot there. And here's Andy's hover chest, but we don't care. We don't hover. We just check. We don't even check it anymore. We just hookshot over. If you do not know, of course, I named Andy's hover chest after one of the admins and a great runner, Andy, who has made it a habit sometimes to hover over in both Link to the Past Randomizer and SMZ3. Oh
Double.
yeah, double, double.
Another double.
Although I don't think that Agahnim fired. I think he got knocked into the wall before he could. Double.
All right, very good.
Great 3 cycle. Dissing the validation chest, indeed. Looks like Maniacal's just... if you're gonna... I think Maniacal's also heading to Meridia now via Dark World South Shore.
That's...
So... And or Ice Palace, depending on the order. Because we can see... no, Meridia first. Alright, we're seeing Ganon on MM2's side. It's like deja vu all over again.
And that's a 1-1. Very good.
Beautiful 1-1, as I said, if you can do it easily with Tempered, that's a great skill. I still personally prefer doing gold just because I do it more like a 2-1, but I don't mind either way. And that's why I'm not in this race and I'm commentating instead. Maniacal at this point choosing to pick up Spring Ball. You know, Spring Ball helps with some things, and it's just a swag strat. We're on Ganon phase 4. And get that hit. First easy shot. I think we're going to see Fire Rod. Oh, that's a great torch glitch.
Michael in his Dragon fight, he will be taking down the 4th Super Metroid boss, and once he gets to the right sandpit, he will be in go mode.
Single G in the chat for MM2.
Takes down Ganon at about 222-ish.
And that is a very, very quick microwave for Maniacal, too. No GG yet, because we still gotta beat Mother Brain. Just single G, because that's one boss down. But it is very possible that we can see a sub 230, or maybe just like a 230X for MM2, depending on how well Turian goes. Maniacal, I think, is also going to be going down closer to either Ice or Mother Brain next. And great jumps there, seeing Terminator for the first time on MM2's side. Not often we get to have that experience. Terminator for the first time on Mother Brain.
So of note, MM2 has successfully pulled off the legendary Brin skip.
Completed Brin skip too. Complete with gauntlet skip, which, in my opinion, is part of the Brin loop. Even if it's not in Brinstar, it's one of the checks closely done with it. Ooh, that's a great mock ball on Maniacal's side, by the way. Getting that insanely fast speed booster.
Yes, but he is going away from Ether.
True, it is in Meridia, and we do know that Ether is hard required for...
So,
Fire.
where is Maniacal going?
I think he's going to check Ice first.
Oh, Ice Palace, right, because that is required. And of course, if the item is there, then you save a whole bunch of time, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, we know it's not.
that was a very, very quick Metroid shot, by the way, on MM2's side.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. There you go, you get him off with regular bombs, and can still freeze him with ice. That was still a great lineup.
Good
And we're out of
recovery.
the Metroid area. Yeah. And get your fireworks ready. And the question is now: is MM2 going to go for Metroid skip? I think he is.
I
Just
assume so. He's got the items for it.
yeah, he's going for it. Oh, just misses it.
Hmm.
That's fine. It takes a little bit more time, but you still got right there before you hit the cutscene, so you're pretty close and you can just get in really quick. Not having wave does make that room a little bit slower, but not by much. This one, on the other hand, it makes a lot slower. Alright. Depends. Maniacal could also miss the skip, because Maniacal also does not have high jumps. But gets Icebreaker first try too. Great job, Maniacal on Icebreaker.
He was gonna go for a speed skip first. And gets it.
That's
Wow.
it? Whoa, that is crazy.
I mean, he could have done just a regular ice clip, but decided to be fancy.
I believe you actually have to have... You do need wave for one of the setups.
Yes, but if you don't, you can shoot the Rinka from the bottom.
That is true. But it's also possible that, you know, MM2 just knows the speed setup way better.
And also, if you have it, then there's no reason not to try it the first time, and if you miss it, then you can still shoot the Rinka from the bottom anyway. Anyway, Mother Brain 2.
MB2, we do know that in this fight, each super missile is worth 3 missiles in terms of damaging, so...
But he
60
only has...
different.
Yep, but he only has 1 super to his name, so this is just Charge Ice Plasma.
Yeah, Charge Ice Plasma. Did fire 5 supers earlier. So that's at least something.
In the first part of the fight?
In the second part of the fight.
Oh.
He had 6 going in.
Gotcha.
But again, higher DPS, definitely than just this combo. But whip, as I call it, there's charge wave ice plasma whip, being one of the best beam combos for Mother Brain, just because it has higher damage per hit. Key on Big Chest and Ice Palace, but I don't think it matters that much. We have some area, so we don't need to do anything for this. But taking that anyways, just because, I suppose. And there's stand-up glitch. As long as you're in the air for this cutscene, you'll be able to stand up and hit Mother Brain before Phase 3 starts. Gets it. Gets the charge shots. And
Meanwhile, really good cold stare fight on Maniacal side.
yeah, not the item you're looking for, but it is an item technically. And we know this cutscene's going to take a decently long while because, well, you got to be prepared to heal up to 14 E-tanks worth of health for the Metroid. So the game just has the length of the cutscene stay the same no matter how many E-tanks you have. So you're able to heal either way. And that, to me, looks like... Alright, careful. And... taking it really close, and gets it perfectly. Hyper beam the rest of the way down. Crazy, do you want to explain why a stand-up glitch can be very dangerous to runs?
Absolutely. Because there's a lot that can go wrong with it. And if something does go wrong with it, you can soft lock. For instance, if the Metroid gets stuck in the ceiling and the cutscene can't progress, then you'll never get to the third phase of the fight.
Absolutely. The thing I was worried about is I remember that if you hit Mother Brain for too long, third phase third phase doesn't start. I believe you can't. I forget how much damage
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah, you have to leave at least one shot with the Hyper Beam. Otherwise, you can't actually end the fight.
Yeah, luckily with just Charge Ice Plasma. Ooh, that was a nice Shine Spark up. With, Charge Ice Plasma, I don't think you can do quite enough damage to not require Hyper Beams, because we did require a few. Yeah, we're looking at a 2:30 something, so not quite sub 2:30, but with a time officially of 2:30:28. First overall in the race, M2 NES cartridge.
First on restreamment, first overall. GG is the MM2 NES cartridge.
Yep, full GG's in chat, everybody. And I do believe that MM2 has been invited to join us for an interview, so we will see him very, very soon.
Meanwhile, Maniacal is going over the checks that we've seen before. He's going to check over Ether while we're here. We know that he needs to go to Meridia, to the right sandpit specifically, but we'll see where he goes from here, because there is a bunch he can do. He may be checking Meridia from the top. And joining us in the booth is the winner of the race, MM2 NES cartridge. GG MM2.
Hey, that's me. GG's, y'all. Thanks
Yeah.
well, first off, thanks for coming and tracking.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Thank you.
I finally got the 216 escape in a race. Let's go.
Sick.
That's actually like it feels good. Like my escape PB is a 217, which is like really, really good. But it feels really good to like pull off that kind of consistency in a race, especially with the nerves of nobody else is done. Oh my god.
Sure, yeah. So, general thoughts.
General thoughts. What the heck? Why did I almost sub 230? A required Alpha Peeps Morphless Agahnim. Oh wait, I skipped Bryn. That's why.
Bryn Skip, you did miss Wave Beam, which is on Gauntlet, and then you missed Mail Upgrade and a Sword Upgrade, both of which were in Bryn, but hey, it was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. And I got to dodge Spring Ball, so that's always a plus.
Yeah.
Had you not raged at Spring Ball, it might have actually been enough time to save that you get maybe like a 230 something.
Yeah, whatever.
Nah, not even close. I would have gotten a 1x, if at best.
Yeah,
like,
1x
maybe a low 2x, maybe a high 1x. Maybe? I don't think so. Like, I think it was like 6 seconds, so...
Maybe.
Yeah.
Low
Yeah.
2x, high 1x, still just that little bit extra time, but raging is so fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Gotta share your true feelings somehow.
Right.
I guess if you took out Tugging Paw and Raging at Spring Ball, I could have gotten a 231x, but it's seconds in a 2.5 hour game.
Yeah.
Gotta have the memes.
And this is decided in minutes, not seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's Quake!
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, we did see Quake actually in your playing of the Seeds, because you found Ether and said, I'm out.
Yeah, that was go mode.
Yeah, Ether is go mode, and there's nothing else I could even want that would make me faster, except for Wave Beam, and that's not really worth it to search for, in my opinion.
Yeah, Wave Beam, if it's on the way, it's on the way, but you were quick enough with this scene, and it was on Gauntlet. I'm gonna see if Manio could get Spread Shield. No Red Shield.
Nope, he's also in Ether Go mode, so there's no reason to pick up anything else.
Well,
Yeah,
it's Red Shield, you might as well.
Nah, Red
That's
Shield.
like
Red Shield does nothing for you. I would not pick it up. I don't think any.
That's fair.
I don't think most people would.
At that point, you don't really need it.
Yeah. So, what was the major routing divergences between me and Maniacal? Because I see he still doesn't have Ether.
Let's talk about this.
boy.
You went to Agahnim and he didn't.
You did Clown Defense. It paid off.
Ha. Oh, did he go up Alpha Peeps and do Aga without hookshot?
Yes.
Oh boy.
He did.
Yeah.
He did everything without hookshot until, I want to say, lower Norfair.
Yeah.
I think he only got hookshot like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he got his flute via East Death Mountain via hammer, and then he got to Agina when he did the Meyer checks coming out of Lower Norfair.
That's
Well,
crazy. I assume he went in logically with gravity.
Yeah, he went.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that. You know, he went lava dive. He then saw a Canis Mario, looped around, got that, and he's about to enter go mode here. But
And at
it's
2:35:12, that is go mode.
yeah. So
Nice.
he got his hook shot pretty late.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think about the hookshot being like a thing you could get late. Like, I was worried about the ether for obviously 3 million years. Other than that, everything just like fell into place. Like the morph was kind of out of the way, like just because Pennant Pod and I was into Dark World with all of Dark World to do, and I found a screw attack in there. That was it.
Oh,
And, yeah.
Tarthoran also makes a good point, is that Maniacal did hell runs into Bubble Mountain with 3 tanks.
Okay, yeah, there was no chance I was doing that.
Morphless.
Yeah, I assumed Morphless hell runs because but yeah, 3 tanks isn't enough, as we know, to put it in logic. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I would rather follow the logic and get the actual progression.
Yeah, that play line really worked out for you. Also, I gotta say, I've been here very little, but thanks for always putting on a great show whenever you're on the screen. I really enjoy watching you race.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so where is it going? That's what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, the reason I did Agina before Alpha Peeps or Perlis Aga was mostly just like kind of clown defense, but it's also Alpha Peeps is a 2-minute play. Aga is a 3-minute play that can't be required, and also it sucks in this equipment. And why would I do that when I can just do like the minute and a half play that's more reasonable and people could loop it in earlier? Just want to check myself before I do stupid stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, to me that's kind of like the stop yourself from overcomplicating things. Do the Sphere 1 play that could very well hold something.
Yeah. Also, I see a question from Tarthoran. My SM sprite is a Mega Man 2 styled recolor made by Mini Mimus. The power suit is just standard Mega Buster colors. Then Various suit was Quickman, and then Gravity suit is Woodman.
Yeah,
it's great.
I love that game, by the way. It is still my favorite Mega Man game. It used to be my favorite game of all time. Then I discovered some Xenoblade games. But even then, it's one of my favorite games still of all time. Held up very well. So I really love that you're repping it so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in my name, so I kind of got to. And then also you didn't see it this time because I never Crystal Flash, but the Crystal Flash is the exact same one from Artho's Mega Man X sprite, which was an addition by me because I felt like it. Why don't I like Spring Ball? Reasons. We have a history.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, this has been a thing for years and years. We don't need to rehash it.
Oh, yeah, every time I've seen you race, I don't think I've seen you pick up Spring Ball voluntarily.
I have picked up Spring Ball voluntarily,
oh, really?
But it's always because it could be required. Once I get to the point where Spring Ball where Spring Ball cannot possibly be required, like for any tech that I can do, then I will not pick up Spring Ball. That's my rule.
That's fair. Just no Spring Ball when you don't need it.
Yep, that's the rule. Yeah. So any other questions y'all have for me? Otherwise, I'm gonna head on to bed.
I got one quick one. What's your favorite convenience item?
Favorite convenience item? Tempered Sword. Not even close.
Fair.
Good one.
Yeah, Gold Sword is trash. Tempered Sword's great though. That's my take.
Yeah, Gold Sword is more like a confidence boost than anything else, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it helps on Cold Stare and Trinex. That's it.
And also Ganon if you're not good at 1-1ing.
Well, that's you asked me what my favorite convenience item is. Like like sure for like
Fair,
I
fair,
respect
fair.
for other people.
Fair,
Yeah,
fair.
it definitely.
No, that's what I'm
helps.
saying. Like that's me as a new runner saying it. I completely understand why tempered is
Yeah,
by far the
Yeah.
best sword in the game.
yeah. I love tempered. Gold sword is an annoyance, and
No, I completely get
sometimes
that.
ruins my wrist. But yeah.
Ouch.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank y'all for coming, tracking. I don't know. See y'all around.
All right,
Take care,
thank you.
Hobo. And on Maniacal side, we see probably a climb up to Ganon now.
Yep. So that's everything. So time to head up the mountain.
Time to head up. Yeah, so we're gonna see probably about 10 minutes. High jump boots. Okay, that makes sense. Convenience item for that. Alright. Alright, so Maniacal's still coming in. It's probably gonna be about, it's like, I think like
Did you?
10-ish minutes if we have a good GT run. We do know it's in Rando Room. We'll see how quickly we get to Rando Room.
Yeah. We know that the best way he could go is just go straight left, but a lot of runners decide to go to Hope Room first and then go left. Going full right is not something I see a lot of, so we'll see.
Yeah, and going up this time, Super Bunny Cave can be a little bit quicker, especially if you don't have whatever. But I also just want to highlight the amount of racers in this room because I don't think I've ever seen this many racers in a single race since I've been here.
On a Monday specifically,
Oh, on a
that's
Monday.
key. Yeah.
17 with
Yeah.
one forfeiting, but
Yeah, but
that's a
still,
really good amount.
17 on a Monday night is spectacular because, my first race was, some months ago and there was 23 on a Sunday. I was like, oh, this is about what it should be. And like Mondays were always like 6, 7. But yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, and we got so many top runners in this one. So again, big congrats to MM2 for a first place finish overall, especially with 8 minutes over the next player finishing.
Which we'll mention when Maniacal
Yeah,
gets across the finish line.
absolutely. Oh, we're seeing Hope Room, I think, right?
Yep. Alright, small key and E-Tank. We'll see. Yep, he's going right.
Oh no,
I mean, it's
it's a play.
yeah. I mean, that's typically what you do. You check the 4 on this side, steal the key, and then go to the left.
Okay, so that's what this is. So we got torches. On this side, go left. Yeah. No, 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 no. Please make it. Please make it. There you go. Oh, Gibdos, how I have a love-hate relationship with you, so.
Okay. Let's see if there's any good items here.
At this point, we're looking for convenience. There's Red Boomerang.
Which will make the left side a little easier.
Yeah, a little bit. But again, if you're a runner like Maniacal, you don't really need it. Snag the key, mirror out, go left. Let's hope this happens.
I mean, there's no really other choice. If as soon as you mirror out, you're committed to going left. Otherwise, you would just take the key, continue going right, and end up at Ice Ormos.
That's true. So no Ice Armor sites today, which, between you and me, I don't mind. If we don't see an Ice Armor, sometimes it's worth it. Also, it saves a lot of arrows, so that's a fun part. We're up to 4 small keys now. We definitely don't need any more once you get big key.
There's still another one floating around because we did steal one.
That is true. The other thing is now, I believe we're 1 heart piece away from a complete health refill on Maniacal's side.
He's likely not going to need it because he has magic powder. He's going to run into anti-fairies on the way up.
But if it happens, it happens.
Also, he's on red mail.
Yeah, red mail, you don't need it, but it's luck. If it happens, it happens. And we see our second pack of super missiles. I do believe we saw a heart piece right before. It was either missiles or a heart piece right before the big key and rando room, so we can definitely see it there. Oh no, it's bomb increased. Never mind. We see big key, power bombs, and just another small key. Wow, we found all the small keys floating.
Yeah, Maniacal's gonna have more silver arrows for the climb up, which is gonna be good for the rooms with these mimics.
Oh, for sure. That just helps Gauntlet out a lot. And speaking of Gauntlet, here we go. This is the, in my opinion, early start to Gauntlet, but still part of it. And big key, entrance, and spike hallway. Very good execution. If you really wanted to refill, which you might now, this is the perfect time to get one, but yeah, you're on red mail. If Maniacal's on red mail, you should be good. Especially with boots, gold sword, and, you know, still 4.5 hearts remaining, plus the ability to just powder anti-fairies. I might eat my words.
Maniacal does have to be a little bit more mindful of resources. MM2 was using Fire Rod pretty well, and that was because he did have Green Potion. But Maniacal, I don't think, has any backups.
I believe Maniacal bought a blue potion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't... And has a green potion, too. Yeah, we're completely fine on Maniacal's side.
And Powder the Anti-Fairy.
There we go. That gives us more health. Two out of 3 down, and I think one just has one more hit left. So this is going to be a pretty quick hit right there. Candace Samaria, which I don't...
He's getting ready for Wizrobes 1.
Ah, yeah, Wizrobes 1. I forgot that was next. I thought we had a little bit more to go before that, but nope, it's right after. Nice quick kill, though. Very quick Wizzy too. That's a great thing to see.
Yep, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, you know. Again, runners of their caliber, sure. Runners of my caliber, absolutely not. And here is the room that I learned how to do from watching people like this, because wow, is this one hard to remember how to do if you don't do it enough.
I had trouble with this when I started running this game, especially since I played mostly Super Metroid and not so much Link to the Past, so my experience with this section was it needed work.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, before I played SMZ3, I only beat each game once, vanilla, and that was it. And that, even then, that was years before I started playing SMZ3, like my senior year of high school, and I'm a junior in college.
Mhm.
Oh, we're seeing a hover. We're seeing a hover.
Let's see it.
Yeah. No!
Alright.
Halfway there. And at least not falling on spikes, but you never like seeing that.
Alright, does Maniacal attempt it again, or are we just gonna be safe about it? Yep, we're gonna be safe about it.
No, we're doing it again. Hitting, and gets it second try.
Sick.
That's a great thing to see. Alright, let's see the Aga cycles. I'm rooting for a triple-triple. I think that was actually a triple.
Considering that pattern was not really good.
Double, so all we need is one more.
No, apparently that first one was a double, because still alive. Ugh. And
I
now...
did get that heart piece refill as predicted, by the way. So I did call it. Alright, Ganon time, so... Yeah, the hover swag, very nice. And welcome Hitaka, by the way. Kane Go mode. Wow. Sphere 1 hook it almost towers it. Yeah.
Yep, that's Hitaka in chat.
Hitaka in chat. Very, very, very interesting differences here, but yeah.
Alright, Maniacal's fight is going to be a little bit quicker because of the gold sword, but not terribly quicker. Still a 1-in-1, so takes the same amount of time, just less required slashes.
Yeah, same amount of time, less slashes. And we're looking at a little bit left. Yeah. Hitaka just describing his stuff in chat. Maniacal fighting Ganon right now. Doing a great job though. I think this has been damageless this entire time, which is something that and we see it often for runners like this. I don't see it for myself. You know the drill. Ooh, it does not get torch glitch, which is fine because we're setting up for a triple. 1, 2, oh, just a double.
Yeah, with Silver's getting torch is not as necessary, but it's still good.
Oh, absolutely still good. But we are looking at a 252 on Ganon. So single G in chat for Maniacal. And there's the hard reset. So we're going to see Quick Torian. I think we're going to see a slightly quicker Mother Brain for Maniacal than we saw for MM2 just because he does have Wave. Oh, I forgot to mention to MM2 that another big route difference was that Maniacal went to Skull Woods.
Right. Was there anything in Skullwoods?
Absolutely not.
Well, that'll do.
Probably get a successful baby skip. Who knows? Who will get a baby skip? Let's see. We're going straight in Torian. We already had, I think, the door open from earlier, which is a nice, easy little convenience. Maniacal also definitely has more missiles and I think even more supers than MM2 did coming into Turian. Oh yeah. Tough without HJB because did not go to King's Tomb to get high jump boots.
So that may impact his ability to do baby skip a little bit.
Yeah, high jump boots was in King's Tomb, so it was Pegasus locked, Pegasus on Croco, I want to say.
Yeah. Pegasus Boots was at Croc E-Tank, and that led to high jump boots at King's Tomb.
This was a very interesting seed for in general, just the logic. And the thing I'm happiest about, I think, is No Turtle Rock. Oh, we're taking
Yeah, this is gonna be a
just a no skip.
baby skip.
Skip. Nice. Croc paying out. I know that MM2 went there, I think, on his first true Norfair visit. Other than, High Jump Boots visit. Which was Bo. Norfair was a treasure mine this seed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of those things where just... I know this room's going to be a little bit quicker for Maniacal just because Wave makes things a lot quicker. Yeah, M2 did Norfair bottom up, except for High Jump Boots. Because High Jump Boots was... Oh goodness, High Jump Boots was Bo. Like the High Jump Boots check.
Ah.
Yeah, that was on King's. The item was on King's Tomb, but High Jump Boots check, I should say, the E-Tank on it was Bo, which we grabbed and did a pretty early Eastern clear. Actually, I think this is the first race I've seen where Eastern's the first boss in general cleared.
Alright, so Maniacal is doing the Spring Ball step skip.
Oh, that's why I grabbed it.
Yeah, there was... I mean, he's got Wave, so he could have done just the normal ice step skip also, but this works too.
Or the speed skip.
Or the speed skip, yeah. Just every option available.
Yeah, HJB E-Tank was Bo, High Jump... And then High Jump Boots Missiles was Hammer. Wow, yeah, a lot of stuff was in Norfair this seed. Like, a lot of important stuff for both Link to the Past and even Super Metroid. Speed Booster, well, Pegasus Boots, which gave access to High Jump Boots, which, good convenience item.
Well, it's full beam combo,
oh, yeah.
So this
No,
is...
Oh, Maniacal didn't know about the Bomb Chorizo change.
Right, well, he knows now.
Yeah, you gotta grab... If you grab the item, it's good.
Alright, so this is heads up by Maniacal. He damaged down to 7 E-Tanks because he turned off Varia, so,
And just enough to go for a stand-up glitch.
Rainbow Beam doing 600 damage if you do not have Varia on, as opposed to the 300 what you do.
Major heads up. Ooh. Going for the Spring Ball variant of it.
This is just bragging. This is just swag.
This is swag. Wow. I love this. Just getting it. Keep going. Keep going, baby. Metroid. We have... I forget exactly how many shots we've lined up, but this is going to be a little bit more damage than MM2 did, so we're going to have, again, a slightly shorter fight after this. So long as we leave just enough for Hyper Beam to do 1 point of damage.
Yeah, she's not turning red, so I think he's fine.
We still have a few more seconds before we get Hyper, though, and before we get access to Hyper shots. She's turning red now.
Yep.
One more, and you're good. That's it. That's it. Stop. One more, maybe?
That's it.
That's it. Wow, that was a perfect stand-up glitch. I'm just like, I don't want you getting soft-locked. I don't want you getting soft-locked. It's still possible, I think, for a maybe a very close sub 3 or a 3-0 something. Which is still a really good seed. Or a really good time. Alright.
So the Torian escape is a little bit more difficult without high jump boots, but still very possible.
Yeah, it's high jump stuff, yeah. Choosing to Moonfall. Gets it. Yeah, high jump. I forget how easy this high jump makes this until I don't have it.
Yeah, high jump is that item that you very much know when you don't have it.
Alright. Maniacal just getting out pretty soon. I wonder if he's gonna save the animals. And the answer is, of course, no. Speed with no high jump. Good to know. It's not a complete soft block. And with the time of 3 hours 30 and 3 hours 31 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and 7th place overall, Maniacal is finished.
GG's Maniacal. Let's see if we can get him in here.
Yeah, Maniacal will be joining us pretty shortly. At the very least, will get the invite very shortly once we mark as finished. Again, if you have not already, please follow MM2NES Cartridge and Maniacal on Twitch, as well as Crazy Gamer, and if you also love our trackers, follow Maddie Walkert as well. "30 seconds behind Flip, that's an ouch."
Yeah, Flip Heel ended at 3 hours
Yeah,
03.
yeah, no, I'm just asking, why is that specifically an ouch? Just because it's 30 seconds?
Plus it's 30 seconds.
Yeah,
In a 3-hour race, 30 seconds is
6 and 7.
it's it's so low percentage. It's just ugh.
It's, yeah, less than a minute always hurts.
Because you'll always look at what decisions you made that could have saved 30 seconds and given you an additional place. It's it's annoying. It's not terrible, but
Yeah, but again, finishing behind people like Flip Heel, Tony Time, Polar Bear, Hitaka, Aussie, MM2,
yeah,
that to me there's no shame in that.
yeah, those are just solid runners right there. That's just really good.
I think we had a very stacked race. These are top 10, top 15 runners. who are
And
killing it.
and welcome in Maniacal. GG's Maniacal.
Hey, thanks, GG.
Yeah, so let's ask the obvious question. How mad were you when you found Hookshot?
I was more disappointed than mad, honestly.
Mhm.
It felt pretty bad. It wasn't a great outcome for me. I'd stayed out of Swamp, which was nice, but I'd done some slow Death Mountain stuff, but it made some sense that Hookshot was somewhere early because of how empty East Death Mountain was for the Light World.
Right.
And with Hammer where it was, I was like, okay, well that's kind of a strong tell with Mirror and Hammer. And so when East Death Mountain was empty, it started making me think that maybe Hookshot had been missed somewhere. And so I wasn't too shocked to find it there. But I was kind of disappointed because that's a pretty lame spot for Hookshot.
Yeah, you were able to salvage that during the Meyer checks, but yeah, I get it.
Well, I feel like that's the standard route, is you just never go there, and then you see what you see if you can double that with Meyer, because Flute wasn't especially early, and Agahnim such a trash location. Why do you ever go there?
Right.
Wait, wasn't Flute in Paradox though?
Yeah, Flute was in Paradox, so
yeah, exactly. So Flute wasn't early, and so the Hookshot would have led you to Flute.
Yeah, and we were sort of we noticed that Mitts were behind Hookshot that was in Swamp, and the book was also in Swamp. So everything that could have pointed you to go to Agahnim was behind the Hookshot. So
yeah,
you were not getting there until you went to Meyer.
Yeah, and I was pretty late to both the suits, really. I felt like I kind of went to all the places that the items weren't for about 3 hours. So
it was still a pretty good run considering.
Yeah, I felt like I cleared a lot of stuff. I don't know how everybody else found their way into front of Meridia early. That's the baffling part to me, but I'll have to watch it back and see, because I don't know whatever takes you to front of Meridia
Right.
in this seed.
Yeah, in this seed, MN2 actually went back to front.
Yeah, back to front was the biggest thing here for Meridia. Just drag
Yeah,
on, going back.
I'm just wondering what's the incentive to back to front when you have Ice Palace behind?
Because he did Ice Palace already.
Did Ice before Swamp?
He did. So he did Agahnim very early in the seed, and that was like the biggest route difference.
Yeah,
Interesting.
he did Swamp before. He did Swamp at some point. I don't remember the sequence.
When
I don't see any route in this other than Swamp, Dre, Ice.
He did Swamp
Just
Ice Dragon.
where the items were. But you lose your portal if you do Swamp, Ice, Dragon. Like, you give up your Dark World portal.
He had the hammer at that point, so the
Yeah,
portal didn't
he
mean
had hammer,
anything.
he had-
Yeah, you have Hammer, but it
He had everything.
that seems inefficient and bad. So it just seemed like it was a bit of bait. I don't know.
How did you Swamp before Ice? Because Mitts. That was the biggest. That was one of the things, but
If you split Mitts off and you do Swamp hella early with Hookshot, then that makes some sense. Okay.
and
So yeah,
did,
that ends up being really
Oh.
punishing.
he did Ice before Crocomire. Because that's when he went to Norfair. He went Swamp, Ice, Norfair, back in Meridia. Including lower Norfair.
Okay, yeah. If you haven't been to Croc yet, then Swamp Ice. Okay, yeah.
He did bottom to
Then
top.
if you get into back of Meridia and don't have Ice left because you haven't been to Crocomire before Mitts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
I can see it.
He did bottom to top because he had Flute. He had Mitts at that point, so he was just going through my area. That's when he got Plasma. That's when he got. Okay. That's
Yeah.
because he got
Okay.
Plasma before he did. All right. So do you want to hear like the other major route difference?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Bryn skip. He completely skipped Bryn.
Yeah, I figured that was pretty likely. Like I said, I did Bryn loop. I did a full clear of the loop post morph. I felt good about the time at which I got to morph because I still had Agahnim left. I still had Ice Rod Cave. I felt like I'd been fairly efficient, and I assumed that those locations were nothing at that point. In hindsight, obviously, I should feel less good about morph when I did. But either way, I didn't feel bad about it at the time, and so I felt like playing Bryn made sense for density. Because there's not a lot that you're incentivized to do with the loadout for A Link to the Past at that point.
Oh, for sure. You had, based on the information you had, you made all the technically correct plays, I would say.
Yeah,
I mean, I mostly just played density for most of the race. And followed logic a little bit, but it was a lot of just playing the dense location or trying to play down logic.
Yep, and you did find Morph Ball before MM2 did, so...
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I felt like Morph was at an okay sequence. The only way that I think I'm well behind to Morph Ball is if like you really, really leverage Hookshot.
And I think that is what MM2 did, because he used Hookshot to get to, like, Village of Outcasts, Thieves Town kind of stuff. Same thing with Flippers, too, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what... Okay. That's why... That's how it happened. Okay. I'm just remembering details about the race.
Yeah, Hookshot, I mean, basically was the worst possible, which was unfortunate. But, you know, those things happen. I figured with how crappy the Ether location was, how crappy Morph Ball was, although Morph Ball was pretty early, how bad Pearl was, although again Pearl was pretty early, and then how bad Gravity was, that I might not be in that bad a shape, but I think I may have gotten, you know, rustier than I thought I had. I felt like I'd kept my play reasonably sharp, but then I just wasn't executing all that well, I guess.
I mean, you executed pretty well. It was just this, I think it was honestly the sea just being a troll.
Well, I think you're giving me more credit than I deserve on that one, but I'll accept it. I made a lot of blunders. This is like my second day using a new CRT, and so I'm not used to a lot of the setups for stuff yet where I use like edges and screen scroll timings. So there were just a lot of things that felt very disorienting to me when playing.
Well, I couldn't tell that from here.
Yeah, I spent a lot of the time very confused about how I was doing a lot of the strats.
And you still somehow did them, so...
Well, I don't know about that. There were a lot of things I missed that I was pretty disappointed in.
Yeah.
Not 30 minutes worth of stuff, so like I
Not
figured
30
I'm like, I just got like outrouted somewhere, but...
You got screwed by the clown.
Eh.
Named Agahnim.
I thought you were going to say namely MM2, and I was going to say, damn, that is rough.
No, namely Agahnim.
Yeah.
It's the clown defense for a reason.
Right.
Yeah, but GG to MM2. Was a fun race, hopefully, even though I didn't keep it competitive. I tried to have some fun with it.
No, it was fine.
It was fine. And again, this just shows how sometimes racer decided by minor changes in routing or major changes in routing, and the races are finished in minutes, not seconds. I mean,
Yeah, that's SMZ3 is like, you can have a race that looks competitive until almost 2 hours, and then it's decided it by a 30-minute time difference. And I don't know when MM2 hit go mode in this one, but I imagine it probably wasn't that much earlier than 150.
It was... I think it was like 210.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
at that
so-
point, he was literally just mile away from finishing the game. Because he had done every other boss needed.
Well, yeah. That's the thing, is like, by the time I found Ether, I mean, I guess I could have gone through Torian, but I just had Meyer and GT and Torian.
Yeah, Iron Knuckle, the next SMZ3 race is on Sunday. At least broadcasted here. If you want to set up a race on the Discord, you can always set up a race on the Discord.
Right.
Did we see high jump boots anywhere?
We did, it was in
Yes.
King's Tomb.
King's Tomb, shucks. I was really late to those boots too, and I wanted to chase them, but then gravity was paired with them, and I was like, well, I should play lower Norfair instead.
Yeah, that was the right call.
It was, but I wouldn't have minded those high jump boots. I was looking for them a little bit in GT, and then I just said, there's too many spots out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
But I did want them for Torian if I could have gotten them, but no such luck.
Manako, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How do you feel about the new update to the SMZ3 game?
I hadn't played with it before. It was interesting. It made the way that I was doing my tracking challenging because like I use separate Super Metroid and A Link to the Past trackers. So I may actually want to update the tracking layout that I use. I found a little disorienting. When I did my map check in Dark World and I saw a P Metroid on Ice Palace, I was just like, Metroid pendant? What? It was a Fantoon. Okay. It took me like a few seconds to parse that, and then also to decide how I wanted to notate that on the tracker that I was using. So, other than that, I enjoyed it. It's a variation or a change that I have wanted to see basically since earlier mid 2018, like right around when the alpha and beta seeds for SMZ3 were coming out the first time around. And so I'm glad that something like that finally got implemented. I think it's a cool idea, and I think it's pretty fun. It's going to take my brain a little bit to get used to the idea, but I definitely dig it. I think it's cool. Now, if only we could get Total to bring back the Donkey Kong Country 2 end credits music, we'd be in a great place.
I wasn't around for that.
It was, I think after summer 2019 that was retired, but the end credits music used to not be the Star Fox thing. It used to be, well, there were a few different themes over the years, and it's stuck on this one for the past few. But my favorite by far was the end credits music from Donkey Kong Country 2. And I really wish it would randomize which end credit music you got as like a little bit of an Easter egg, or that we could just get some Donkey Kong Country 2 again.
Gotcha.
Honestly, as somebody who loves Donkey Kong music in general, DKC 2 end credits, DKC 1 end credits is fun too.
For sure.
I genuinely enjoy those things. And yeah, the tracker does still need a little bit of updating to mark the SM bosses. That's why I have the question marks and trackers
Yeah.
still.
That's the speed
Okay.
gaming tracker.
Yeah. So the Speed Gaming tracker suffers similar issues to my own tracker. But yeah, I looked at what the race format was and I said 774. What is this?
Yeah.
And literally just had to ask in the race time channel. I was like, what?
Yep.
What is this notation?
Mhm.
They were basically, it is just hard mode except the prizes are shuffled. And I said, okay, I'll play that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have played whatever.
Yeah. The other mode that gets played is 553, where you only need 5 crystals to enter GT, 5 crystals to defeat Ganon, and 3 Super Metroid bosses to enter terrain.
Now, does that have the same restrictions on Super Metroid progression in GT that the 774 does?
I should know the answer to that, and I don't.
Okay.
Depends, I think, based on various circumstances, because crystals can be in SM now, so
Exactly. So
it
that's
depends on how many. But I believe I've seen stuff like plasma. It does not. Okay. Thank you, Tarthoron.
it does not have the same restriction. So GT can have required Super Metroid progression for the 3 boss requirement.
I believe so, because they're also
Okay.
shuffled, right?
I guess I'll need to seek an answer to that before I try and play it. But
Thoron's definitely a great resource for that. But also we have fast Ganon modes, all dungeons modes, and actually no, we have a random one coming up soon for requirements.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to when like entrance and area get built in, and playing it with full keys. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
I've heard that's coming soon.
I suspect it probably is. In fact, I probably should go check like some of the like multi-world Discord stuff, because I'm sure there's stuff over in that Discord somewhere, but I'd have to go digging, and I just haven't kept up with SMZ3 as much, but I thought it would be fun to play one today, and it was. I did enjoy it.
Well, we're glad you're back. Welcome back.
Well,
And-
appreciate it. Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do more of these in the near future. Coming back and getting my butt kicked by everyone was a good welcome back.
Sure.
So,
There is no shame in losing to the racers you lost to. They are all exceptional.
oh yeah, they're all competent, as are a lot of the folks whom I managed to beat in this. It's a pretty accomplished field of players who play this game. It's not an easy game, and so anyone who's willing to show up and participate in these, I have a lot of respect for.
Thank you very much. You might have encouraged me to race.
Yeah, please do. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
means actually using the Twitch account that I made to specifically not stream on.
Well,
Oh well.
maybe you can make an alt just for streaming.
That's kind of.
But-
I mean, I literally have only one Twitch account that is technically an alt by default, because I only made it so I could enter into the volunteer document.
Right. So you can commentate and track and such.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate the commentary and tracking, and let me come in and chat with y'all. Sorry for keeping you around for 30 extra minutes while I slog through the rest of the seed.
Yeah, not
But
a problem. It's a good
I
walk.
appreciate it. Hopefully, folks had fun with it. Still, I know I had fun with it. And I should probably hop out and let y'all shut it down. But thanks again for sticking around, and I appreciate you having me in to chat.
Yeah, not a problem. GG's Maniacal.
Yep, GG's to MM2 and everyone else.
Absolutely. Alright, Craze, do you want to finish it off?
Absolutely. So thank you all for watching, and once again, thank you to the runners. Please follow the runners if you haven't already. We have our next community race on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So once again, I'm Craze Gamer, And signing off here. See you next mission.